family. It has been a while since my last video, and the reason is because I actually started nursing school and I've been doing well and I've been dedicating so much time to it. So I have come to the conclusion that I cannot do daily or weekly anything. Cannot commit to that at all when it comes to nursing school. But what I can commit to is monthly recaps. So I started school on August 23rd and it's been a whole month and I have so much to share with you guys. All of my notes are here, here, and here. So forgive me if I'm not looking right at you. So I have a total of 5 classes. I have Fundamentals of Nursing, Fundamentals of Nursing Skills Lab, Fundamentals of Nursing Clinical, that's where you go to the hospital. I have Adult Health Assessment, and I have Nursing Math, Intro to Nursing Math and Pharmacology. So Mondays I have Fundamentals Skills Lab. On Tuesdays I have Fundamentals. Wednesdays, I have Intro to Nursing Math and Pharmacology. That class is only 10 weeks long. Starting this week, I have on Thursdays, Fundamentals Clinical. So apparently the first 3 weeks are just preparing. It's like lectures and seminars, and then I guess starting the 4th week is when we actually go to the hospital. And then Fridays I have off from school, Saturdays I have off from school, and then Sundays I have adult health assessment. So my schedule is very busy. I don't have time for much, but it's perfect because I can work full-time and go to school full-time, and I have study time, and it just works out. So classes started August 23rd. And 1 week before classes started, we got an email from our professors telling us what we needed to read in order to be prepared for our first day of class. So my professor was not one of the first to email, but the Saturday before classes started, I got an email. By the way, I have the same professor for my fundamentals class lecture and also for my fundamental skills. I mean, it's clutch because everything she teaches in one class correlates to the other. I love it, and she's awesome. So, but she emailed all of the pre-reading for fundamentals and for skills. Fundamentals, we had 6 chapters we had to read to be prepared. For skills, we had 2 chapters, but only certain pages from those chapters. So that wasn't bad. Adult health assessment, we had 4 chapters we had to read. Yeah, and plus a lot of like, every chapter you have to do study guide questions, review questions, you have to learn all the vocabulary, so it's a lot. So my first week of classes, in every class, we reviewed the syllabus and then we discussed the reading that was assigned to us. For fundamentals, we have ATI modules that we have to complete and submit every week. And then for fundamental skills, we have ATI modules, and the modules are actually really helpful. Like, they really build on the foundation that you get from what you read and then what you see in class. Like, they really help solidify it in your mind. And I actually found that the modules that we do in skills help me on the exams for the fundamentals lecture. Also for pharm, I have a note here that we hit the ground running with dimensional analysis, and oh my god, we sure did hit the ground running with dimensional analysis. Like, I don't know if you have seen my videos on So You Think You Want to Be a Nurse, and where I talk about the prereqs and what you need to be paying attention to and studying. Well, in my chemistry video, I said y'all need to master dimensional analysis during chemistry because that is what nursing math is. And let me tell you, I was spot on with that assessment. On the first day we were doing dimensional analysis, and every day since then that we've met, we've done dimensional analysis. And let me tell you, your girl got a 94 on her first pharm test. So I know what I'm talking about, people. I know what I'm talking about. When you take your chemistry class, make sure you master dimensional analysis. Okay. I'm also pulling up my Facebook because I have been like chronicling my journey on Facebook. So I want to read you like some funny things that I've said. But while it's pulling up, so that was week one. Week one was all about orienting ourselves to being, you know, nursing students, going over syllabus, organizing ourselves, reading a ton, and hitting the ground running in farm. Week two, I had my first pre-lecture quiz in fundamentals lecture, and that one, it depressed me. It was a 10-question multiple choice quiz, and the reason they give this quiz is to make sure that you read. Well, I read, but my reading was not efficient, clearly. I got 7 out of 10. That's a 70%. In nursing school, 70% is not passing, 70% is failing. I'm gonna bring up one of my syllabus so that I can show you or explain to you the grading scale, because it is ridiculous. Okay, grading scale. Where you at, dog? Where you at? Un momento, por favor. The syllabi are so long because they put like all the outcomes that you have to meet, not only from the school, but also from like not just from the college, but also from the school of nursing. So, okay, so in nursing school at Miami-Dade, an A is 93 to 100, a B is 85 to 92, and a C is 77 to 84. Anything below a 77, as in 76 or below, is failing, okay? So that 70 was a fail. Fortunately, the pre-lecture quizzes are only 5% of my grade, so like I didn't like lose it, like I didn't like crawl up in a ball on the floor because I got a 70. So yeah, that first pre-lecture quiz, very sad. I got a 70 on it, but it motivated me to study harder. For fundamentals lecture, they have these videos, pre-recorded videos that one of the professors does that kind of like lets you know what areas to focus on in the book so that you can study what you need to know and not everything at all. Because, and they're right, if you have to read every little thing and commit every little thing to memory, you're just asking people to fail. Also, second week of class was Labor Day, so Sunday, Monday, technically Saturday, Sunday, Monday, there was no class, and I have Sunday and Monday classes. So I had no class for adult health assessment and no class for fundamentals skills. Awesome. It was a good break, and it allowed me to catch up on my reading for fundamentals. I actually had, not catch up, it allowed me to reread what I didn't do so well in for that pre-lecture quiz, and it worked out because you're gonna see that I had my first nursing school exam and I did very well. So in the third week of school, I had my first exam of nursing school, and it was in fundamentals lecture. Now, this is where I bring up my Facebook because I have the most hilarious, like almost anecdotal story about it, because the drama. Okay. Okay, so on August 23rd, before class, I put up like this cute, like little, one of those boomerang pictures, and I wrote, "Mama!" exclamation point. I made it. Tamara B, student nurse. First day of nursing school. Ooh, ooh. Okay, next post. Next, I put up a bunch of birthday stuff. My birthday was on Sunday. I celebrated the big 3-5. September 5th at 4:10 a.m. Correct, 4:10 a.m. I stayed up all night reading, and it's because I had actually slept all day, so I was full of energy, but I stayed up till 4:10 a.m. Right before I went to bed, I wrote, "Don't let them fool you. There is such a thing as a stupid question." Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And the reason I wrote that is because I don't know if it's because my life experience, because I'm so much older than my classmates, but some of the questions they ask just make me want to like gouge their eyes out. Like, like all of their nervous energy and anxiety, like really, like I don't vibe with that. Anyways, right after that, I wrote, nursing school got me up and sassy, folks, watch out. Then, I'm only reading you my nursing school stuff, by the way. I have way more up there. September 7th at 2:08 p.m., I wrote, nursing school ruminations. I spend at least 10 minutes per hour of studying, Googling the definitions of words I don't know. It's like learning a new language. And boy, listen, this is the most accurate statement I have put up because it's the truth. I spend so much time Googling the words that I do not know because it's just like, in order to understand what you're reading, you have to understand these particular words, or else you're not really going to internalize the information properly. At least I'm not. Okay. Nursing school, September 8th. Nursing school ruminations. I wore lashes my whole first week of nursing school. Where are they now? And look, baby. Where are the lashes? I went to class today. Where are my lashes? Okay, gone. After 4 weeks, lashes, who are you? Okay, this is what I was talking about. After I was done with my test, and actually this is a few days after the test because I waited to get my grades. Picture this, first exam of nursing school. Huge classroom full of bright, shiny, young, nervous first semester nursing students. There's a camera trained on all these wonderful students to monitor for cheating. 2 instructors and 2 proctors walking around. One of the proctors looks like Bruno Mars, so that's not helping the concentration. He really do look like Bruno Mars, y'all. Like, he really looked like Bruno Mars. The test begins. All the super smart show-off students finish all 50 questions in like 40 minutes, get up and leave. You know who they are. Now the pressure is on. Who's going to get up next? Will I be the last one? How many select all that apply questions are y'all gonna give me? I mean, really. Well, your girl passed her first nursing school exam. Praise him. I got an 86, which in regular classes is a solid B, but in nursing school is a low B. Anyways, I think I'm gonna be a nurse, y'all. Woo woo. All right, yes, I put that whole like anecdotal story on Facebook because it's surreal. I have never taken a class like this, or I've never been in like a testing environment like this before, and I was just like, this can't be real. This is like TV. And then, let's see, I started this new like thing for me where like anytime I have anything regarding nursing school, I put nursing school ruminations. So September 14th, I wrote nursing school ruminations. My word of the hour is malaise. A general feeling of discomfort, illness, or uneasiness whose exact cause is difficult to identify. September 15th, I wrote first nursing math / farm exam. Prayers up, fam. And then like throughout the day, like as I had an update for that particular exam, I would update that particular Facebook post, but I don't want to skip ahead because that is actually week 4 and I'm not done with week 3 yet. I still want to like bask in the glow of passing my first exam of nursing school. It was in week 3 and it was a multiple choice test, all multiple choice, thank God. I had probably like 6 select all that apply. The way I studied for it, I so I listened to the videos that one of the professors did highlighting exactly what we need to be reading in the text. I wrote down every single point, and then I went to the book and I looked for it in the book, and then I wrote my notes based on what the book had to say about that point that she made. Then for every chapter, I did the review questions at the end of the chapter. Then that same professor had flashcards that she did. So I did the flashcards. And if I did the flashcards and I knew the answers without looking or having to look it up, then I knew that I had internalized the information for that chapter. And same with the review questions. If I got the majority of them right, then I knew that I internalized the information. And anything I got wrong, I would go back and review it. So that was super helpful. Mind you, this is chapters 1 through 6 and 15 through 20, 12 chapters on one test. And I did this for chapters 1 through 6. Actually, 1 through 6 and chapter 15. Chapter 16 through 20, honestly, it was the nursing process, and I felt very comfortable with the nursing process. So I perused those chapters, but I didn't study them. Had I studied them, I think I would have got an A on that exam. I got an 86, which is, you know, in your regular classes, that's a, in your regular classes, that's a solid B. In nursing school, that's a low B. It was like super close to a C. And 84 is a C. Yeah, so let's double check that. Yeah, an 84 is a C, and I got an 86, so I got really lucky. So on to week 4. Week 4, I had my second pre-lecture quiz, and oh my God, again, I got a 70, but I have to tell you, I didn't read. So that 70, can I cry about it? Absolutely not. I cannot cry about it, because if you don't read, how are you gonna pass the pre-lecture quiz? Obviously. So I'm actually currently going over those chapters right now, and then I have to do more chapters for the upcoming week, because I have another pre-lecture quiz coming up for week 5. So yeah, I'm really like hustling to do well. Like actually I'm talking about weeks 1 through 4, but I am in week 5. So I actually have a pre-lecture quiz tomorrow, and I have to read 3 chapters in order to pass it. So woo. Yeah, I'm gonna be up late tonight. So back to week 4. I took my second pre-lecture quiz and I got a 70. Yeah. I should have had an 80. One of them, it was a stupid mistake. And then the other 2, I legit like just didn't know them. But yeah, one of them was a stupid mistake, and had I not made that stupid, and it was like something because I didn't use my critical thinking, that's why I got it wrong. I rushed, I did the whole 10 questions in 3 minutes, and that's too fast. She gives us 15 minutes for the exam, and I should have taken at least 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, I should have taken at least 5. I should have taken at least 5 for that exam. So yeah, kind of kicking myself about that, but at the same time, it's worth 5%, you know, like, and I'm doing well on the exams so far. So also that week, actually the very next day, on Wednesday, I took my first farm exam, and boy, do I have a funny Facebook post for that. Anyways, we took it in the testing center and not in our classroom, not online, anything like that. So on September 15th, the day of the test, I wrote, first nursing math/farm exam. Prayers up, fam, prayers up. And then update after the test. Worse than the airport. There was a wand. You already made me lock up my things. What I'm gonna do? Sneak in some metal gum? And I was saying that because they literally had a wand and they wanded us front and back. And I was like, wow, I have never ever experienced anything like this before. And then, so about the exam was on, sorry y'all, I had to pick up the phone. So yeah, 20 question exam. It was on chapters 1 through 6. Yeah, 1 through 6. And it was dimensional analysis. It was mostly dimensional analysis. It was about identifying drug labels, class, you know, the different classes of narcotics, things like that. Really the basics. And it was basic calculations, also calculations by weight, household calculations. Anyways, your girl got a 94. Ooh, 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 ooh. So I got my first A of nursing school. I put a second update on my Facebook post saying, passed it, more like killed it. got a 95. Originally, when she posted my grade, it was a 95, and then I looked back like 10 minutes later and it was a 94, and I was like, what happened? How I lost 1%? Anyways, my first nursing school A. Woo woo. Anyways, this is like so heartening that my greatest fear coming into nursing school was that like, because I just kind of skated through my prereqs and I did well without even having to study like too hard for every single class. I mean, I studied in some classes, I mean, I really did study, but I didn't like kill myself to study, you know, like I just kind of got through it. So I thought that I wouldn't have the grit, the commitment to be able to sit down and read the book and take the notes and actually study. And those fears have been totally put to rest because, hello, I got an 84 on a 12 chapter exam and a 94 on nursing, math, and pharmacology. So, hey-o. And then yesterday I put up my most recent post, which is nursing school ruminations. For the first time in 4 weeks, I went to class and didn't feel dumb. Progress, y'all. Progress, not perfection. And you know what? All I have to say is, this is so the truth. C's get degrees and progress, not perfection. You know, some of your professors are gonna speak to you and use words like as if you have this wealth of knowledge, and it's like, wait a minute, the only knowledge I have is what I've read in the book. So if it's not in my textbooks, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. And it makes you feel so dumb, you know? And it's like, and it's not that you're dumb, it's that you haven't like, I mean, at this point, I don't think that my critical thinking skills are so intact that you can give me a situation that I haven't read about and I'm able to like critically think to come up with the answer. I'm not there yet. So sometimes like, you know, and plus I just don't have some of the experiences and skills that maybe like a CNA would have, or somebody who's been in the hospital or anything like that. I don't have those skills. I don't know about cultures, and I don't know about any of that stuff, like unless I've heard you say it or seen it on TV, Grey's Anatomy, Chicago Med, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what it's about. So sometimes nursing school makes you feel dumb when you're sitting in class. And I'm one of those people, I sit in the front of the class. I really feel like I'm kind of at a disadvantage because, you know, I work full time, I'm a new mom, now I'm going to school full time. Like the odds are stacked against me. So I try and do everything to make my life as easy as possible. So one thing I did is I don't use the PDFs because they don't have the same page numbers as the textbook. And when my teacher says that she wants us to flip to such and such a page, I want to be able to flip to such and such a page without freaking out, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I do everything to make my life easier, you know, like I had to get uniforms that fit me properly so I feel good and I don't have to worry. I did my hair in a way that I don't have to be worrying about my hair when I wake up in the mornings. I sit in the front of the classroom so that I can be engaged and not distracted by people, and to make sure that I'm getting called on. Because me personally, my philosophy is that you need to be getting things wrong in front of your professor so that they can correct you, and so that you can never make that mistake again, and so that you can internalize the information. I know that when I speak up, even if it's wrong, I'm glad when it's right, but when it's wrong, I remember that and I never forget it. So like, the teacher asks a question, I'm talking, I'm speaking up, I got a lot to say, you know what I'm saying? And so like, and I've been doing this since orientation. I'm making sure the important people in the room know my name. So like, all my professors know me. Like, I will get, hey Tamara, hey girl. And I do it on purpose because I need every advantage. So I don't know what else to say. I feel like this video is already too long. So I'm gonna give you like all the tips that I possibly can give you to make this work. So I joined the group chats, right? And I thought like some of the stuff, the information is kind of like, you get annoyed sometimes because people repeat the same things over and over, but the group chat is clutch. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the group like when classes start, and I still haven't, because it's just, it reassures you so much when you see other people struggling, or you see people asking a certain question and you have that same question, or, you know, people doubt or nervous or whatever. Like, to me, that's comforting. So I did have to mute it because my phone was like going off, like off the hook. It was like too much. But several times a day, I still look at that chat to see what's going on. And of course, we're all busy, so the chat isn't going off as much. So yeah, be a part of the chat, mute it. However, if anybody, you're gonna also split off into different chats based on the classes that you're in. If anybody is cheating or asking, you know, for answers to homework or anything like that, leave the group immediately. I have only had to leave one group this semester, but I left, like, somebody asked for the answer to a homework question. I left because I was like, I don't want to be a part of this. I didn't want to see, you know, I left immediately. So join the chats, but be vigilant. The other thing is for, if you have access to ATI for pharmacology, do it. Even if your professor doesn't assign it to you, do it, because I did the practice for the dimensional analysis, and every time you practice, you get a little bit better, right? So it's not, I'm actually really good at dimensional analysis, so I didn't need the practice in that sense, but it caught me on something. When I was doing a conversion from, I think, grams to milligrams, I put the conversion for grams to, oh no, it was grams to micrograms, and I put the conversion for grams to milligrams, but I didn't put the conversion from milligrams to micrograms. So of course my answer was wrong, right? So when I saw that, of course I never made that mistake again. So do the ATI modules, and then if you don't have access to the ATI modules, you probably have a textbook. You for sure have a textbook, and just do if the end of chapter review questions have the answers in the back, do them. If they don't have the answers in the back, like my book, then do the ones that are in the start of the chapter, that where they break down the step, because they'll usually have 2 to 3 of those for every single different type of problem. And that way you'll have the answer. Just make sure you don't look at them working it out, because then that defeats the purpose. So actually, when I was studying for my pharmacology exam, that's what I did. I went back to every single chapter and I just did those, all the practice questions, and that's it. I actually didn't study at all for that exam except for what I did the night before. What else? If you specifically go to Miami-Dade, don't buy the uniform from the bookstore. It is so awful. So during orientation, I did buy a class shirt, a clinical shirt, and 2 pairs of pants. I don't wear any of them. They're awful. They're awful. They make you look like a boiled egg, especially if you're fat like me, okay? Don't do it. Maybe if you're skinny, it might work for you, but if you're fat, oh my God, that thing is awful. And everybody else in the group chat, they concur, skinny, fat, whatever. It just, the material is awful. It's so stiff. It's like somebody starched it and like baked it. So I went to Uniform Advantage and I got 3 uniform tops for class, 1 for clinical, and I got 3 pairs of pants. So worth it. The only thing with Uniform Advantage is that our clinical top has a green, it's white with a green stripe on the sleeve, and they don't do the green stripe on the sleeve, so that pissed me off. And then I went to Blue Angels and I ordered a clinical top, and of course they do everything, and they're actually gonna do the green stripe on my on the shirt I got from Uniform Advantage, but I'm gonna wait to get my other clinical top before I give that to them, because they kind of take a while. So yeah, buy your uniforms elsewhere. Everybody has the logo, and you're gonna get like I guess the important people telling you have to buy the uniform from the bookstore. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Your professors support you, and they care about you, and they want you to keep your coins. So they're gonna be the first ones to refer you to places like Blue Angels and Uniform Advantage. Yeah, I've been wearing, and my uniform is obviously not from the bookstore, because one thing I noticed is our uniforms are hunter green, right? But the hunter green from the bookstore is like a forest green, and real hunter green is like it's a little bit lighter than forest green, and it's the one that people wear like in the hospital. So our uniforms are different than the ones from the bookstore. So yeah, mine is like a brighter, prettier green than what the bookstore has, and it has these like it has these indentations that, like, you know, make you look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they like really shape you. It's really beautiful. Nobody has said shiggity about it, okay? And I look and feel good in my uniforms. It's the best thing I could have done. They give us this huge, heavy box of books, and they're from ATI. Use the books. For the first exam in fundamentals, it wasn't helpful. Well, it's not that it wasn't helpful, but it didn't directly correlate too much on the exam, but it helped to solidify some knowledge. Now, for these chapters coming up, them ATI books is clutch. Okay, there's a lot of information in there. And the thing about ATI is that they restate it a little bit different than your textbook. So you're like getting the same information, but like from like a different angle. So it's kind of nice to see it that way. And I don't know if this is the correct way to say it, but okay, I'm gonna use a word that's not appropriate for what I'm saying, but is appropriate in my head. It's like ATI takes a holistic approach. They look at the anatomy of it, then they look at the QSIN competency, and then they look at, you know, all different aspects of what they're like. Let's say they're talking about immobility. They look at it from all aspects, and they just tie everything together so nicely. And it's like a summary instead of having to read 50 pages, you know. And then they have more practice questions. Oh, that's my number one tip. I am the practice question queen. Practice question queen. Repetition of practice questions. Do it. Get all the practice questions, do them all, learn from them. And anything you get wrong, make sure you read the rationales and just commit to memory the ones that you got wrong, and make sure you never get them wrong again. That's it. That's my whole first 4 weeks of nursing school. I am killing it so far, y'all. I got 12 more weeks left. I am a third of the way done. I don't have 12 weeks left. Do I? Yeah, I have 12 weeks left. So I am a quarter of the way done. 3 more quarters to go. I'm so excited. I can't believe I'm in my 5th week of nursing school. Pray for me, y'all. I really need it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of reading, and you cannot fall behind. You can, like, listen, in prerequisites, if something was due Sunday at 11:59, I was turning it in Sunday at 11:55, okay? Listen, I was the queen of procrastination. Why I keep getting interrupted by my phone? Anyways, I was saying that I was the queen of procrastination, but nursing school has cured me of that. Do not fall behind. You will never catch up. You will never catch up, okay? Like, every class I have makes me read 4 to 6 chapters before class. So can you imagine trying to make up 4 chapters, 6 chapters, 3 chapters? Can you imagine? Don't do it. Okay. Also, I did a boot camp class before I'm trying to find it for you. It's straight A boot camp. Oh no, Tamara B. straight A nurse. Yes, child. Okay, yes, I did the straight A nursing boot camp. Highly recommend it, especially if you have not been in the field, like you were not a CNA, phlebotomist, whatever. You have just not worked in the hospital or any type of medical facility. Make sure you do straight A boot camp. It made me so confident to start school. Like, there was a lot of vocabulary that I knew, like, tell me about tachycardia. I can tell you all about tachycardia, okay? And I learned that before I started nursing school. Yes, honey, before. Yeah. I knew what, you know, the proper range for, you know, respiratory rate. I knew the range for pulse. I knew the range for BP. Like, these are the things that, you know, this is a career change for me. So I haven't had to start something new in a long time, you know, 10 plus years. So part of my anxiety in starting nursing school was the fact that I'm gonna be a novice for the first time in a long time, and I don't like that. I don't like that. So do the boot camp, it'll help. Then I also bought the Nurse Sam study guides, and I haven't used them yet, but I think I need to go back and use them because her study guides are like legit. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I'm just gonna ask you to keep me in prayer. I got 12 weeks left of my first semester, and you have to pass every single class to move on to the next semester. And I intend to pass every single class. So pray for your girl. I love you guys. I am here for you. Email me, tamaraandbailey@gmail.com. Leave me a comment, subscribe, like, thumbs up, do all that. Okay? Bye. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for nursing school updates. If you're a nursing school student, aspiring nursing school student, or into the health sciences, or you just like this pretty face, I want you to stay tuned. Now, I'm going to be dispersing some of my like funny Facebook posts about nursing school throughout the video. In my last video, I actually highlighted the posts, but I totally forgot to do it. So I'm just gonna like randomly throw them up there. So just stay tuned for that because they're funny. Love you guys. Hey y'all, it's your girl Tammy. I'm coming to you a little bit early. I am now in week 7. Holla for $2. Yes. I am in week 7 of nursing school. Semester 1, week 7. So in my last video, I told you that I was going to give you monthly updates, and well, I'm sitting here and I feel like this is a good time to give my second update. Technically, you should wait one more week, but you know, I got love for you all, so you're going to get it a week early. So I don't even remember like how many tests and quizzes I have taken since the last time I spoke with you. So I'm just going to start randomly, and I'm going to start with Fundamentals of Nursing lecture because I feel like I've had some victory since the last time we spoke, specifically with the pre-lecture quizzes. So we take a quiz before every single class in fundamentals. So every Tuesday I get to freak out about what I think may be on the exams and try and review flashcards and brush up on some last minute facts in the hopes that I can pass my pre-lecture quiz, because to date, as of my last video, I hadn't passed one yet. Took 2, maybe 3 pre-lecture quizzes, and all of them were 70s. Well, yesterday I took my pre-lecture quiz for in our book chapter 42. It's fluids, electrolytes, and acid-base balance, and your girl got a 90. Your girl got a 90. I can't believe it, and I'm so happy and I'm so proud of myself because I really did take the time to do what they call the spotlight video. It's where the professor like goes through the chapter and highlights all the important stuff on a video. So I meticulously went through it. I highlighted in my book, and then I went and I read through the chapter and took very meticulous notes, And the day of the quiz, I did some of the same professor who does the spotlight videos does the flashcards. So I actually didn't finish the flashcards, but I did a good amount of them. And going through the flashcards helped solidify a lot of what I had read. And I credit the flashcards with making me get this 90 because, you know, just because you read, especially, okay, my whole philosophy when it comes to preparing yourself for class, I believe that the first time you read, you're not really reading for understanding, you're reading for just familiarity of the text, so that when your professors are going over it, you recognize what they're saying and just getting a deeper understanding of what they're trying to explain. And because you recognize it, you can be like, oh, okay, I understand how this connects to this and how that correlates to that. And then after you've had your lecture, you can go back and you can now read for complete understanding, connect all the dots, and really take, like, really pare down your notes and weed out anything that maybe you wrote down just as a copy, because, you know, if you're just copying from your book, you're not really taking notes, you're just copying from your book. But when you take notes in, like, your understanding, you really internalize that information. So that's like how I do things in nursing school, and you know what, it's working for me. I'm passing all my classes right now with, I think, AB average, yeah. So yeah, I got the 90 on the pre-lecture quiz. And then about a week or two before that, we had exam number 2, and I got a 90 on that exam. So first exam, I got an 86. Second exam, I got a 90. I am so proud of myself. My biggest concern, my greatest worry, even my greatest fear when it came to nursing school is that I would not be able to dedicate the time or have the energy or even the willpower to be in the books like I'm supposed to, and I haven't let up. Listen, no defeat, no surrender. I have been plowing through, and I have had some weeks where I've been like, oh my God, this is a lot, and I've had weeks where I'm like, at the end of the week, I'm so exhausted, and then I'm busy on the weekend and time with my daughter and work and all this stuff, but I am going through, I'm chugging forward like choo choo. So that's fundamentals of nursing. Let's see what else. Then we have clinical fundamentals of nursing skills lab. So this is where you kind of like take what you learn in lecture and you like practice it hands-on. But I think maybe because of COVID, maybe because, you know, we're not fully like in person. We've actually lately been doing a lot in person, but being in your book and actually doing things hands-on, two different things. So Monday I have my skills class, and we had what they call a practice day, and oh my God, I'm so grateful for that, because everything we learned in the books, everything we reviewed, everything we went over, we did it hands-on in the classroom. Like, there were stations and we did it. So we made beds, we put on TED hose, which I hope and pray that it's easier on a human being than it is on a mannequin, because them TED hose, listen, I was sweating. Put the bucket right here, sweat pouring down. It was serious getting those TED hose on. And we did body positioning. I actually positioned my partner in the bed. We did 30 degrees lateral. We did side lying. We did fowlers. We did high fowlers. I did a lot of positions. We even did the oxygen therapy. We did the cannula. We did the face mask. We did the rebreather mask. Like we even got to like play with the oxygen and like turn it to where it was supposed to, like, you know, to like, you know, a nasal cannula can do 0 to 6 liters, and I like turned it up to 2 liters. And the face mask, you can do 6 to 12. Well, face mask, you can do 6 to 12. So like I turned it up to 7, and you could hear the oxygen. It was awesome. Listen, I'm a good person because I stay getting interrupted while I try and make these videos. Child. Anyways, last I was talking about the oxygen, and I just thought that was so cool. You could hear like the of the oxygen, and then you like put the hose on it, then you put the mask on your mannequin. Super cool, super cool. So, and then the best part about that was I got to take manual blood pressure, and I like actually heard things through my stethoscope for the first time, and that was just, it was a good experience because, okay, here's the thing, there's a huge difference between being book smart and like having actual hands-on experience. I didn't want the first time I take a manual blood pressure to be on a human being who's like actually in the hospital not feeling well. I want the first time I take a blood pressure to be on my wonderful classmate. So, child, I took me this blood pressure, and the first time I did it, I squeezed the crap out of my partner's arm, and I felt so bad. But the truth is listen, I am good when it comes to reading. I am good when it comes to taking the test. But don't tell me to like regurgitate it and do it in person the same way I did on the test, because when I was taking the test, I had time to sit there and be like, and like take my time to critically think. So like, yeah, I was super lost on skills day, but at the end of it, I felt so confident and so empowered. So yeah, skills is like killing it. And so for this class, there isn't much like actual work. We have these modules on ATI that we do for this class, but we did a bunch of them in the, excuse me. Whew. We did a bunch of them in the first few weeks of class, and most of them, like, I haven't done one in quite a while. So we're actually coming up next week. Okay, next week we have our first exam for skills, which I already know I'm gonna kill it. I'm going to spend the weekend just rehearsing everything, like going over all the chapters of everything that we've done to date, just to like make sure like I'm really like, but after that skills day, I feel like I can do anything. The one thing that I think has been like really clutch in my whole like nursing school experience is that I have excellent recall. Like when I have my experiences like in the class, and when I'm like, that's why I never miss class ever. No reason to miss class, so it doesn't matter. But I have excellent recall. Whatever the teacher emphasizes, I always remember those points. 10. Ciao, boo. I'm getting interrupted again. Yeah, so I'm super excited. I got to use my stethoscope. I got to position my partner. So now, you know, you're in supine. You know, you need 5 pillows, head, feet, both arms, back. I'll never forget it. Moving on. Let's see. Clinical. So we started clinical 2 weeks ago. And I don't know if I talked about it in my last video because I don't think I had actually been to clinical when I did that video. So clinical starts like 4 to 6 weeks into the semester of semester number 1. And you don't go to the hospital right away. We actually have our first month. The first month is actually on campus, and the first week was just orientation, getting to know each other, getting to know the professor, requirements, expectations. Second week was like a seminar, and it was like on critical thinking and care plans, and Youth Central. It's something that's part of our tuition, and we finally got access to it the day before we went to seminar, and it has Davis's drug guide and all sorts of like really good handy information that's going to help us with our care plans. We found out what our clinical assignments are going to be. Not telling you because don't nobody need no stalkers, okay? But we're going to get fit tested for an N95 mask. So I don't know if they're trying to stick us in some COVID rooms. I don't like that. I got a baby. They've been not sticking me in no COVID room. But regardless, in skills, they taught us proper, hand hygiene. One thing I've learned is that it's not just about like the proper way to like wash your hands. It's also about like vigorously rubbing, not just like a passive rub. It's like a vigorous rub. Like that's what's like, really like killing them germs. Anyways. Okay, so that's clinical. There's not much to say there because we haven't done that much, but tomorrow I have clinical on campus, and they gave us this critical thinking exercise to do, and I'm like, I had to look up all the medications that were in the little scenario because I didn't know what any of them were, and I had to look up like a couple of like the abbreviations. And the hardest part about this, especially now because we're right in the beginning, is like you have like an inkling of what to assess maybe, but it's just like all the insecurities of not knowing like, is my train of thought right? Like that's like my current like okay, I'm an adult health assessment. This class just has me like, so every class I really feel like I totally grasp everything. I feel confident in them. Even if I have moments of insecurity, like overall, I feel very confident in my classes. But this class makes me feel dumb. Adult health assessment. And the reason is, it's like, especially as a first semester student, I feel like everybody should be teaching us from the point of view that we know nothing. Like that we are blank slates, we have no experience, we have no knowledge except for what we read in our book. And I feel like no matter how prepared I am for this class, no matter how much I've read, that I am not me, that the class is being asked things and to critically think in ways that we don't have the capacity to think, and we don't have the resources, the tools, or the knowledge to answer it properly. And I'm not talking about tests, I'm talking about just, well, I am talking about tests, but more so I'm just talking about like the actual class. And like my professor is like A1. I love her, but it's just the class just makes me feel dumb. And then I take a test and I do well, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm not dumb, and I guess I am learning something. But yeah, I feel like, listen, I'm rambling, but I'm just trying to get all of this out before I get interrupted again, and I want you guys to have this knowledge. So I think when I left off, I was saying how adult health assessment makes me feel dumb, but because I did well on the exam, I'm like, well, maybe this whole challenge to my like, even though I feel dumb, like clearly the challenge is working. Like the knowledge that's being thrown out and the forcing me to think in a certain way, like clearly it's working. So like, I can't hate on that professor of mine. She got something, like she does things differently like than all the other professors, but I think what she's doing is working because I did well on the exam. Yeah, I got a 95, y'all. So I'll tell you this. I didn't originally get a 95. I originally got an 82.5. That was my raw score before any item analysis. And child boo, I was so happy with that 82.5 because I was like, when I was going through the exam, I was like, no. I was not expecting some of the things that were on there, especially because this is an adult health assessment class, and there was like there were like 5 questions, baby, about like infants and children and things like that. And I was like, I didn't really focus on that because I'm in adult health assessment and not pediatrics. Or not, kiddie assessment. Okay, so I didn't focus on that. And then I had studied really hard on like the skin and like lesions and stuff. And there were like, I think I had like 2 questions, like two on skin and lesions. And so like, I really feel that my knowledge from my fundamentals class, let's talk about clutch. It was clutch. I really feel like that knowledge really helped me succeed on this test. So I know I earned that 82.5. There were many of my classmates who failed that exam. Failing for us is 76 or below. Many of my classmates failed that exam. And I passed it without item analysis. And after item analysis, I had 95. So, I passed it. So yeah, I feel way less dumb, but I'm still not 100% confident. We have a performance exam coming up in this class. So this coming Sunday is our practice day, and then the Sunday after that is our performance exam. Now that got me nervous. And I'm typically not nervous about these things, but the truth is like I said, book smarts, test smarts, hands-on, wah wah. So I have been, like, I'm pretty much for the most part a paperless student. If I'm printing something out, it's pretty serious. I printed out the rubrics for the performance exams, and I have been writing out every single step that I'm going to take. Every single question I'm going to ask, I have written it out. So we get to choose between, for this first assessment, skin and the cardiovascular and peripheral system, or skin and the lung and thorax, I think. Lung and thorax system. So I'm super nervous. This is what I'm getting ready for, people. Last but not least, we have nursing, math, and pharmacology. This class I love because it's the only class that I don't have to put a ton of energy into. So I come to class and I make sure that I pay very in-depth and close attention while I'm in class, because when it comes time for the test, the night before the test, well, what I do is there's always homework before the test. So the homework, I make sure that I'm very meticulous in how I do the homework. Of course, I'm shooting for an A, but it's not really about the grade. It's making sure that I can do the work on the homework, because if I can do the homework, I can do the exam. So I take my time with the homework. I go over it many times, and the first time I go through it, I don't look at the book, I don't look at notes, I don't do anything. I just do the homework. And then usually I can get through all 20 questions, no problem. And then if there's like something, usually there's something I am not able to get, and it's usually asking me to like write out, like a list of things, or write out a process or something. And so I'll like go to the book and look it up, or if I have a question I'm not certain about something and I want to check my answer, I'll go and I'll look for a similar problem, or I'll go to my notes and look for a similar problem and compare it. And then when it comes time for the test the night before, I go through every single chapter and I do all the practice questions. Yeah. Like, even if we did the practice questions in class, like I have a section in my, I use OneNote to take my notes. So like in one of my notebooks, I just Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. So in one of my notebooks, I labeled it test practice number 2. So that's what I did for this one. And I just do as many examples for all the different types of things I know she's gonna ask. And if there's anything to memorize, I take that time. Well, typically I've already memorized it in the course of just going to class and doing homework. It's usually memorized, but if for some reason it wasn't, I will make sure that I memorize anything that needs to be memorized. So we took a test today. I don't have my grade, but I know I passed it. First exam, I got a 94. I'm sure I'm gonna get a 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, maybe even 100, who knows. She even called me up to help correct her on something from the exam. So listen, I know I passed it. I have no worries about this class. Anything exciting about this? So far, we've learned about 2 drugs. One is insulin, the other is heparin. And we know that both of them are high alert medications, which means you need 2 nurses to verify the order, 2 nurses to verify that the math is correct. And it requires close monitoring. I know that insulin is measured in units, ordered and measured in units. I know that heparin is ordered in units, but given in milliliters. There are 2 types of insulin, and one is the one that you use as the anticoagulant. Don't ask me which one. I think it's the sodium heparin, whatever. And then there's the one that you use to like flush the IV to keep it patent. Patent is to keep it open. See, I learned something new. I had to Google that. Yep. Google is gonna be your best friend. And I know that that is between 10 and 100 milliliters. And I think the 10 milliliters is for kids and the 100 milliliters is for adults. And part of the reason why it's high alert is because if you switch the 2, as in the one for flush with the one for the actual like anticoagulant properties of heparin, you can kill somebody. Yeah, so don't do that. Yeah, do all your checks. Make sure you observe all the patient rights of administration. Yep. So this has been interesting, people. I've been interrupted a lot, but semester 1, month 2, we're doing well. We're happy. Don't give up. That's all I gotta say. If you make it into nursing school, you know, of all the people that applied to nursing school, you made it in. And of all of us who made it in, we're still standing. That means we're doing well. We're gonna be nurses, y'all. Actually, I say this to myself every time I pass a test, every time, I don't know, I have a victory in school. I say to myself, and I say to my mom, and I say to my daughter, even though she doesn't understand me, I'm gonna be a nurse, y'all. I'm gonna be a nurse, y'all. It's exciting. I am learning so much, and I am so grateful that I have this opportunity. So keep hope alive. Remember, no defeat, no surrender. Nursing school is ours. We gonna do this. Keep your head in them books. I actually had a professor say that you need to spend 2 hours per day, per subject, studying. And that instantly made me freak out because I was like, I don't have 10 hours in a day to study. I got a job. I got a kid. I actually have to attend class. I don't have 10 hours in a day to study every single day. So what I have done for myself is I make sure that I pick up something every day. So, like for instance, I know that I have 2 big tests coming up. I know that I have to practice for my performance exam and that the exam is coming up. I know that I have my fundamental skills exam coming up. I know that I have pre-lecture coming up. So for those 3 classes, they're gonna get all my attention from now through the next week or so. They're gonna get like the majority of my attention. Yeah, but every day pick something up and don't be lazy. Don't be spending time on Netflix. Don't be spending time going out all the time. Listen, Pick up something every day. Dedicate a good amount, a good portion of time to this nursing school thing. Listen, I'm in an ADM program. It's 1 year and 4 months. You know, for 1 year and 4 months, we can sacrifice a little bit. For 1 year and 4 months, we can say bye Netflix, bye Hulu, bye bye bye, bye 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 bye. Sorry, guys, I must be delirious. I need to actually get back to studying, and I need to get back to working. So I want to thank you for the support. I want to thank all the people who watch and have reached out and have shown love. I'm super excited for this journey, and I pray that everything that I do, that it helps you out. I love you guys. Happy Sunday, fam. So I said I didn't have time for like a week in the life or things like that, but I'm feeling inspired and I'm gonna try and do it. So this is gonna run from today, Sunday, through Saturday. I've been up since 7. I actually woke up late. Typically I wake up at 6 a.m. on Sundays so that I can make it to church in time by 8. But today I woke up at 7. Part of the reason why, well, I didn't set an alarm, so obviously. So I just woke up on my own, which is like 7. But I went to bed late last night. I was taking down my sew-in, and I didn't put it in. Someone else put it in, and she did a magnificent job, and it was very difficult. The good news is I didn't cut my hair at all anywhere. Like, it took me so long, and I took my time, and I don't know how I didn't get frustrated, but I didn't. Probably took me like 3-4 hours to take that sewing out. So I went to bed around 1, actually closer to 2 a.m. So I have about 4 hours of sleep in me. Just left church, just left Dunkin' Donuts. I get the turkey sausage with egg and cheese, American cheese, on a toasted English muffin with a caramel iced coffee with cream and sugar. This is gonna be the last time for quite a while that I go to Dunkin' Donuts, because I'm starting like a new weight loss journey, and that's probably a broken record for me, but this time it's just gonna have to be different. About a month or so ago, I put out like a request for a recommendation on my Facebook, and one of my acquaintances reached out. She does Beachbody, and even though I've done some Beachbody stuff, like I've done Turbo Fire, and I'm not really into like the MLM like thing, but I wasn't opposed to it because I've seen her success on the program, and I really need accountability. Like, I really need somebody like that's gonna coach me, and I don't mind. Like, I was gonna spend money on a personal trainer, why not spend it on this? So I start tomorrow, and I am drinking Shakeology, and I'm gonna be doing like a workout program, the Let's Get Up workout program with Shanti. The goal is 5 days a week, but if I only do 3 or 4, I'm totally okay with that, because I'm really out of shape. Like, I'm closer to 300 pounds than I am to 200 pounds, and that's just like not okay. I actually look worse than when I was pregnant. I'm bigger than when I was pregnant, so like this is just not okay. Like, it's time to lose the weight already. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my turkey sausage, no guilt. I'm gonna enjoy my iced coffee, no guilt. As I drive to school, I'm already in uniform. So I go to church in uniform because church ends at 10:30, class starts at 12. Going from Hollywood to Miami, like, what else am I supposed to do? It's like I can go home and change. So yeah, today on Sundays I have adult health assessment. Today is a practice day, because next week Sunday we have our first it's like a practical exam, and we have to do a skin assessment along with the respiratory system, or skin assessment along with the cardio system. So I'm just I am a little nervous, but at the same time, because we have this practice day, it's giving me enough time to like acclimate and be comfortable with everything. Like the last time I had a skills day was for my actual skills class, and we did like all the basics that we've learned so far in the semester. Excuse me. Excuse me. And after that, I was like super confident. So I know after today, I'll be much more confident in performing the skills. And then I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos to help like solidify everything into my mind. But yeah, enough of that. I really want to eat, so talk to you later. Hey y'all, just want to give you some uniform life. This is the uniform I got from not Blue Angels, from Uniform Advantage. It has like, you'll see when I get up close in the camera, like the, you see the cross in the front and up by the shoulders. Well, Blue Angels has like almost the exact same uniform, but without all that like extra embroidery. And here I'm just showing you all the pockets in the uniform. Just like the uniform that the school sells, it has 2 pockets up front. And then the pants, I think, have more pockets than what the school pants have. But it's almost like cargo shorts, so you can carry all the crap you need to carry with you and stuff. So just love that. And then showing you with my shoes, y'all. You on TV?
Take the rival from out of the farm.
You on TV?
Oh, you keeping it? You're gonna edit it?
Yeah, it's just right here.
Oh, okay.
You on TV? Ooh, you on TV? Wow, big strong heartbeat. Big strong heartbeat. Ooh, who's a big girl? Who's a big girl? Who's a big girl? Who's a big girl? Hey y'all, so today is Tuesday. I didn't film all yesterday. I was so busy. I was in school from 8 to 10:45, and then got me some pollo on the way to work, and I was at work till 6. Then I came home to study, went to bed like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Dang. I had a busy day yesterday. So yesterday I took I'm waiting for my car to warm up. I took a test in my fundamental skills class. It's the first test we've had, and it was on chapters 4, 5, 7, 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 31. I think I did well. I think I got an 80. Which is a nursing school C. But you know, C's get degrees, and progress, not perfection. It's passing, so. That's all, that's the goal. That's the goal right now. Pass, 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 pass. So we also began learning about medication administration, which is like a huge part of what nurses do. So, yeah, very interesting. A lot of it was information we already learned from pharmacology, so that's good. Like, we had to jump on what we need to learn for skills, and we only have one practical exam, and it's on medication administration, so like this is really important. Yeah, and so today I'm on my way to work. Today I have an online class. Well, we call it virtual because it's not really like online, like self-paced. It's a lockstep virtual class, and it's from 11 to 1:30, I think, or 11 to 1:45, something like that. And there's always a pre-lecture quiz. So yeah, I've done like some studying, but you know how that goes. Pre-lecture quiz is 5% of your whole grade. I'm not gonna sweat it. My goal is to pass the tests, which I have been doing, so very proud of myself. And then I'm finally gonna get a break because tomorrow is farm, and you know how I feel about farm. That class is like no issue at all. So, what next? Yeah, for the rest of the week, I will be focused on my practical exam for adult health assessment on Sunday. Just gonna get me some practice in, make sure that I got everything together. I have to get fit tested for an N95 mask. And I'm also going to go hard on the studying for my fundamentals exam because it's actually a midterm. And it's gonna be like encompassing everything we've learned to date. And I really gotta brush up on the fluids and electrolytes and acid-base balance. And of course, catch up on all the reading I need to do for this week's stuff. So yeah, I have a busy week ahead of me. I know it's gonna be a busy weekend. Thank God I have nothing scheduled this weekend and I can actually focus on school because these last couple weekends have been so busy, like frustratingly busy. So yeah, I'm ready. All right, y'all.
Nation nor patient. And then you come up with your nursing diagnosis, which might be incontinence, constipation, risk for constipation, diarrhea, or lack of knowledge regarding the diet. You have to think about your goals and outcome. What is it that you want to achieve? So if you have a patient who has diarrhea, then one.
So I wanted to insert some clips of my little weight loss journey. So this is like the beginning of it. I did 4 workouts this week. And this was the very first workout. And child, this was just the warm up and I was already tired, like ridiculous. Oh my God. I'm doing Let's Get Up with Sean T. So October, I'm starting at 274.2. This was my meal from Pollo. It was grilled chicken, rice and black beans, balsamic tomatoes. This is the breakfast I had today. It was so good. And then today I weighed in at 269.6. So proud. Hey y'all, quick video. Real quick, because I'm in the middle of studying. Turn off my heater. I could hear it in the last video. So I got like a super hectic, like 7 days in front of me. I had clinical yesterday and damn, that was a day. It was so busy. This whole like trying to do a week in my life not gonna work because every week there's more work to do. Anyways, I've got myself a little study schedule going. So today I have a midterm review for fundamentals at 6 p.m. I have 30 more minutes before I have to log on to that. Then I had to do a medication administration module. I already completed that and submitted it. Then I need to review chapter 42 in my book, which is fluid, electrolytes, and acid-base balance. I'm currently doing that. I just stopped real quick to give you an update. And then I'm scheduling myself to work out. And then Saturday, schedule myself to work out. Then I have to review for my practical test, which includes going over like questions, going over what exactly I'm gonna do, but also watching videos on YouTube. Then I'm going to review chapters 45 to 47, which I feel super comfortable with, but I still need to like go back. I did really good notes already. I just need to go back and like read it really good. And then I need to start my clinical paper. I have to have a rough draft like due immediately. Then on Sunday, I actually have my practical exam. Hopefully we get to go home as soon as we finish. And then I need to practice for my farm. I need to study for farm because the teacher called for us to start class an hour early, but I didn't go an hour early because she never confirmed via email. So she sent out an email saying that she needs everybody to agree to come an hour early so that she can review the material for exam number 3, and then the regular class time would be for the first hour was to teach us the last part of what was going to be on exam 3, and then the regular class time was going to be for reviewing for exam 3. Well, I was expecting a confirmation email saying something like, okay, everybody has agreed, so we will be meeting at 8 a.m. I didn't get a confirmation email, so I showed up at class time, which is 9 o'clock. Anyway, so I have to review everything that I missed, which I don't think it was that much, because when I came in at 9, I picked up like it was nothing. So anyways, I have to teach myself what I missed for farm, then I got to do the homework, then I need to admin review. I need to do medication administration review for skills, and then I have to work out. That's Sunday. Okay, Monday, I have to review all of my chapters for the midterm. So all the studying I did during the weekend, it ends on Monday when I do an overall review, and I do really well. All right, so I was saying Monday is like my final review for my midterm. No, exit me out of login. Okay. And then Tuesday, I take my midterm. I get to review for farm because I have exam number 3 for my farm class, and then I got to work out. Somehow, okay, so Wednesday, I schedule myself to work out, and then I got to do med administration module 2. And then somehow I have to fit in all of this, like putting the final touches on the care plan for the work I did in clinical yesterday. And I got to do that sooner rather than later. So I'm either going to do it today, Friday, or Saturday, or Sunday. So yeah, I got like a busy next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days ahead of me. Hoo-cha. Well, 5 days technically, because today, Friday, is almost done. So pray for me, y'all. I need you. It's been a long week. Today is Sunday. I took my practical exam today, and I passed it. Ooh, first try. Hey, girl. I only missed one thing, and that was a quality question regarding pain. You know, PQRST, I missed the Q. But I literally hit every other point. My assessment, my interview was on point. My physical assessment was on point. I did some brushing up on chapter 42, fluid electrolytes and acid-base balance yesterday. I'm gonna continue that today after a nap. I had a really great breakfast. Ooh, child, I'm like really rocking breakfast. But anyways, I am going to close out this video because, I mean, it's a week in the life and you got a week in the life. If I do one of these again, I'm gonna try and get you more footage of like me in uniform and me doing stuff in class. But for now, I hope that you guys enjoyed and that you would like, comment, and subscribe, that you would reach out if you need help, and that you would continue to be my cheerleader and that I can continue to be yours. Love you. Y'all, I don't know if I need to cry, if I need to scream, if I need to do, I don't know. But I think I just failed my fundamentals midterm. It was so tough, and I usually at some point in the middle, like actually towards the beginning of the test, after like maybe 10 or 15 questions, it's like smooth sailing. Like every question I'm like boom, boom, boom. But in this one, it's like I never got my groove. It's like, man, like 5 questions in a row, I'd be like, cool. And then it would be back to, oh my God. It took me like an hour to do 65 questions. And I was like, this never happens to me. And then my laptop disconnected from the internet, like when I was around, I think question like 45 or something like that. And I had to get one of the school laptops, and it was such a mission. Oh my God. I don't know what happened, and I'm so disappointed, and it's really throwing me off my game. I'm gonna throw myself into work because, oh my God. Ooh, child, it is bright out here this morning. I'm not gonna blind myself so I could look better on video. I'm on my way to clinical, but not at the hospital, at the school. I'm almost there. Ooh, child, I was up late. Yesterday, I had to write a paper for clinical, because we have a tutor coming in today. Apparently, when you do papers in nursing school, you have to go see the tutor. It's like mandatory. Anyway, so I wrote my first draft of the paper so the tutor could look at it. I know it needs work. I spent about 2 hours on it. And that's really not enough to get like a really good quality paper. And I only have one source. So obviously like I need to, it was about 700, it was like almost 800 words. And it needs to be between 750 and 1,000 words. So I have room to, you know, put my other source in there and get some more like meat to it, like more evidence-based practice into the paper. Anyways, clinical is from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. But when we're on campus, I almost freaked out a little bit because I was like, wait, it's after 7. So the normal hours of clinical are 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. But because we're on campus, it's 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm finally compliant with like all of my paperwork on Complio, all of my paperwork for my little clinical tab. I got fitted for an N95 yesterday. That thing is the devil. Oh my God. Kudos, respect, major respect to all of the healthcare workers out here who have been wearing an N95 since February 2020. Like, these the real ones, because I got fitted for it. Part of what makes the N95 so powerful is the fact that it has like this like perfect seal around your nose and mouth and doesn't move as you move. And that same thing is what makes it so awful. I see why they have so much skin breakdown around their nose and, you know, like on the cheeks and stuff, because I mean, it's a seal. Anyways, I got my grade back for the midterm. I got a 75. Tears. Passing is 77, so I literally just missed it. So tears because I failed, but a little bit of joy because I thought I failed nasty. I thought I got like a 50 something initially when I was like counting the points before I got the score. But the 75, you know, I already made an appointment with the retention specialist, and I made an appointment with the tutor. Actually, the same day of the midterm, I made an appointment with the tutor because I knew I failed it. I knew. And, you know, even if I had those 2 extra points and passed it, I still would have made the appointment with the tutor regardless, because this test was based on fluids, electrolytes, nutrition, urinary elimination, and bowel elimination. It is so important for me as a nurse to understand this concept. So I'm going to tutoring because I can't just like let this knowledge go to the side. Like I really do have to master it. So yeah, that tutoring appointment is online and it's Saturday. And then wow, traffic sucks. I'm almost to school though. 7:42. It's gonna take me about another 10 minutes to get there. So 7:52. That's enough time to walk there. Yeah, I'll be on time. So last week in clinical, we had like an actual simulation. Like we had like a patient like situation that we got beforehand. It was a cardiac patient, and then we actually went into the sim lab and we like did our assessments on the mannequin, and it like talked back, and it was pretty cool. It actually, you know, you think you might not be able to learn from a mannequin, but I learned so much just having to ask those questions. And I don't know when I was supposed to learn what the glucose tests are, but in my classes I haven't learned it, but my classmates have. So I learned the 2 type of tests you can do to test like the glucose tolerance, and one was the A1C and the other was like, I think like a glucometer. And the glucometer was like, you know, I guess the amount of glucose in your bloodstream right now, and the A1C was glucose over the past 3 months. So, like, I like the program at Miami-Dade because at least in the first semester, every class works together to get you the knowledge you need to be successful. For instance, like, obviously I have 3 types of fundamentals classes. I have fundamentals lecture, fundamental skills, fundamental clinical. And actually, all of those classes, something I've learned in one class has helped me in another class. And all of those classes help me with adult health assessment. So it's like, and now that we're going into medication administration in the fundies classes, everything that I have learned in pharmacology is now being put to use in all of my fundamentals classes. Yeah, so interesting. So yesterday I took my pharmacology test, exam number 3, and it was the least confident I have been in any exam I have ever taken besides the midterm. And I don't know, this week made me be like, wow, nursing is hard. Like, it actually made me question myself. It made me doubt myself, you know, and I've had, and I think compared to my classmates, an unusual amount of confidence when it came to, you know, the program and exams and things like that. But this week has like really shaken me, but in a good way, because I've really like upped my studying. I'm already preparing for next week's materials. And anyways, next week I have my pharmacology final, and then that's the last class for pharmacology. And then I'll finally have Wednesdays free. That means I'll only be going to school 4 days a week instead of 5 days a week. I really needed this break. Oh my God. Yeah, so I am sitting in week 9 of my first semester. And that means I have 16 minus 10 is 6. So I have 7 weeks left. Yeah, 7 weeks. So I've done more than I have to do. And that is kind of amazing. Yeah, that's kind of amazing. I'm really excited about that. Okay, guys, I've babbled enough. You've gotten me far enough in my journey that I can, like, hang up. See you later. Hey, fam, it's Saturday, so it's a really good study day. I started off the day with hope, because that's what we do on Saturday mornings. We hang out. And then I had a tutoring appointment at 9:30 a.m. So I did tutoring, and we focused on, because I didn't do well in the midterm and I feel like I need extra help with fluid and electrolytes. We focused on that, and we specifically focused on hypervolemia. And the tutor like really opened my eyes to something, that I should be learning this based on care plans. So basically we outlined like assessment, signs and symptoms, causes, assessments, interventions, nursing interventions for hypervolemia. And it just, so now I just did that for hypovolemia as well, and the information is really sticking. So that's what I'm gonna do for all of the electrolyte imbalances, so that I can feel more confident about it. And I'm gonna do the same thing for nutrition, urinary elimination, and bowel elimination. And then I feel like I'll be in a better place, because wow. I also met with the retention specialist, and she gave me so much confidence. Like, you know, I failed the midterm by 2 points, so it's not like I'm in jeopardy of failing the class, because I've already done really well on the first 2 exams. And but she gave me good advice, and she reminded me that I need to keep doing practice questions. That's kind of like the key to my success on the first 2 exams, is that I did a lot of practice questions. So I'm going to ATI doing practice questions. I'm doing practice questions in the ATI book. I'm also doing practice questions on the Saunders and Clicks review. So I'm using those two things, plus I'm using, we have an app called Youth Central on our phones. We also have access to the website. So I'm using a combination of all of these things to study. And I have a pre-lecture quiz coming up on Tuesday for fundamentals. So I'm going back to medication administration because that's the chapter that we're on right now. And also we're doing it in skills. So right now I'm going through the ATI book and I am highlighting things I remember from the textbook. And I also have the textbook open in front of me on my laptop. So if there's anything that like I don't understand or don't completely have a full understanding of it, I'm going to the textbook and looking it up. Like right now, the ATI book said that the transmission of medications from the location of administration, and it mentioned skin. And in my head, I said to myself, is skin enteral or parenteral? And to me, I kind of feel like it's neither, because enteral is into the stomach, the GI tract, and parenteral is through an injection. So I'm like, I'm going through the book looking to see like where that falls in. And then I decided to film a video because I wanted to tell you about my highlighter. It's a clicky highlighter. I love this, like better than, you know, how you normally cap your highlighter. I love this. This like is so satisfying. Yeah, so I'm taking all my notes in pencil and also on my tablet. So I'm pretty much a paperless student. These we got for free from the school. It's like a whole box of books. And then I bought the Saunders and Clicks review. But all the notes that I do when I'm reading and when I'm in class are on my tablet. So like I have a book, like a tab for each class. And then these are the tabs for each class. And then like each class has like sections to it. So I do my sections like as if they're study guides for the exam. So like I have a study guide for test 1 and it encompasses all, well, for test 1, 2, and for the midterm. And each study guide encompasses all of my class notes, all of my book notes, anything that I did to help me prepare for that exam. So it's not like a real study guide where you like focus on, like, I don't know what other people focus on, but it's like, it's an all-inclusive document of everything that I've done from the moment we were exposed to the chapter till we take the test. So yeah, for the most part, I am a paperless student. There are certain things that freak me out, like not regular exams. The practical exams kind of freak me out, so I print out like the rubrics, and I like to handwrite the steps that I'm gonna take with the practical exam. But other than that, I'm a paperless student. All of my books, all of my actual nursing textbooks are they are ebooks. Now, one thing I noticed is that I really love the information and how I'm getting from this physical textbook. So next semester, I take Med-Surg lecture, Med-Surg clinical, Med-Surg skills, and it's a continuation of pharmacology. And I am definitely going to get the hard book for the Med-Surg class because I think that it'll help me focus better. I'm actually thinking of getting the hard book and the ebook. Is that weird? It's weird. I know it's weird, but I don't know. I want both. Like, I really love having an ebook and being able to search and skip to different pages like easily. But there's something about having this hard copy of the book that like I really like. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update. You're not gonna see this for a while because this is going into my month 3 update. And I'm ending week 9. Sunday ends week 9 for me. And going into week 10. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm going into my 10th week of nursing school. Sorry, I had to like reminisce for a moment. 9 down, 6 to go. I have 9 down, 7 to go. I have less to do than what I've already done. That's so exciting. Did anybody notice I did my hair? I did this myself. Braids and everything. I did feed-in braids. Oh, these are kind of weird, but whatever. I did feed-in braids, and then it's crochet in the back. And then I put some like thingies. I had other stuff like these like ring things, but I didn't know how to like put them in, and I didn't want to mess up my hair trying to figure it out. So yeah, I'm feeling fancy, very, you know, Beyonce-ish. Okay. So y'all know I'm on this weight loss journey. So here I am doing this is the Let's Get Up program by Shaun T. You can find it on Beachbody. And today, this particular day was a weights day. And I'm gonna tell you, my weights were too heavy. These were some 10-pound weights, and you're supposed to use like really light weights for this exercise. And 10 pounds was too much, y'all. Big girl. Big girl. Big girl. Big girl. Big girl. Family, we got an update today. It is Friday. Happy Friday, people. I am coming towards the end of week 10, and what a great week it has been. What a recovery week from midterm week. God, I feel so accomplished right now. I just got the grade back for my final in pharmacology, and I got a 92 on it, and she gave us some extra questions on it that would apply towards test 3, because I guess a bunch of us didn't do so hot, and it raised my score from a 75 to a 90 on test 3. So, ooh, child, I passed pharmacology. I'm so excited. The first class of nursing school that I've officially passed. Of course, I'm gonna pass the rest for first semester, but it just feels so good. Like, I feel so redeemed right now. Like, so redeemed. The first of many updates. What else I got to say? I don't know. I'm just like basking in the glow of passing this exam. I ended up with like, I think a 92.75 in this pharmacology class, which is a nursing school B. And was actually really close to a nursing school A. Nursing school A is 94%, so dang, I was really close, but I am so happy with my B. So happy. What else I got to say? Okay, so coming to the end of week 10, I have been focused on adult health assessment because I have exam number 2 in this class, and it's focused on lung, thorax, heart, and the peripheral system. In our book, it's chapter 19, 20, and 21. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of anatomy. But I have a really good study guide. Still working on it. I will definitely finish the study guide today, and then I'll have all of tomorrow to study and review. And yeah, I feel like super prepared for this test. I feel confident, I feel prepared, I'm excited. I have been doing practice questions galore for fundamentals, so I am hoping that that also helps me to do well. One thing I noticed though is the practice questions have been through ATI. I think I'm almost at 100 questions. I might be. I do them 10 questions at a time, and I try and do as many in like 10 question intervals as I can in a day, but it does get tedious because I do it on study mode. So I read the rationales so that the information can be like stuck in my brain. And sometimes if I don't quite understand the question or the rationale, then I have to study it. I have to go look up information, and so yeah, it takes a while. So that's why I only do 10 at a time. But I do think that doing these practice questions is helping in all of my classes. I wish that they kind of broke down the fundamental sections into like the body systems and, you know, the different important topics, but they can't do it for everything. And I noticed for med surg they do that, and I'm sure it's going to be very helpful. Okay, so Sunday I have adult health assessment exam number 2. Monday I have med administration practical exam for clinic for fundamental skills, and then that's Monday. And then Tuesday we take ATI practice exam A, and so like you're gonna see I'm gonna be gutting it with the practice questions, because I am assuming that ATI, like this comprehensive exam, is going to be like based on ATI information and ATI questions. So hopefully I'll see a lot of these questions that I've been doing on these exams. What else? Okay, so that's Tuesday. Wednesday, freedom, because pharmacology is done. Thursday, clinical. Clinical has been so amazing yesterday. Has been so amazing in general, but yesterday I had clinical, and we had a post-surgery patient, and we learned so much off of that. We got to do med administration, we got to do our assessments, and yeah, it was really good. I'm really loving the hands-on that we get in clinical, and we're gonna have another patient next week, so that's pretty cool. I think it's gonna be a diabetes patient. What else? And then yeah, the cycle starts again. So November is actually a relatively easy month. Like September and October were insane. We had so many tests and so much reading to do, and November just seems like child's play compared to those 2 months. So I'm happy because the break is needed. So not only does it feel like child's play, we have 2 holidays in November. On November 11th, we have Veterans Day, and then on November 25th, we have Thanksgiving. So I am here for it. I am ready. So ready. Yeah. Oh boy. I just had to share my joy with you all. Like, seeing that email from my professor, like grades are out, and then like for the slightest second being like, oh God, I hope I passed, and then seeing those wonderful grades, like, thank you, Lord. I know you're looking out. Anyways, whew, till next time. Hey fam, so I think I'm gonna close out this video because it's already kind of long, but I just wanted to tell you, I'm gonna close it out because I'm in like a really good mood. I'm right about to finish my study guide for health assessment. Got an A in pharmacology. I'm gonna spend the whole weekend studying, and I'm gonna kill it in adult health assessment this week, and I'm gonna kill it in my administration performance exam. But I love you guys so much for watching and supporting and following me along on this journey. And I hope that everything that I do helps each and every one of you, and that you too will find success. I love you. God bless you. Bye-bye. Hey fam, it's your girl Tammy, and I'm here for another recap of semester 3. So if you are thinking about nursing school, you're interested in nursing school, interested in like med life, any of that, I want you to stay tuned, all right? So before I move into my semester recap, I want to point you to some resources that I think will be helpful. They have been helpful to the people who have already accessed them. I have a website where I uploaded all of like my syllabi and study guides and things and I did that as I went through my prerequisites, and I've done it for my first semester of nursing school. So if you go there, you are going to have a leg up. Nursing Journey by Tamara B. Weebly.com. Go check it out. It's absolutely free. There's no gimmick. I'm not asking for your emails. I'm not asking for your info. All I'm asking is that you visit and show some love. That's all. Drop a note. Let me know that it's helpful. I want you to like this video. I want you to comment. I want you to subscribe. I want you to join the family, because that's what we're here for. The more of you that like, comment, and subscribe, the more people will have access to these resources. And that is like my number one goal. I want to help people, and I want to do it for free. I love you guys so much. I really appreciate the love and the support. I appreciate the kind comments. I appreciate the kind messages. You guys literally give me life. Like every time I wake up and I see that my video has been liked, I see comment, I see the subscriber count has gone up, it gives me life, literally. Like sometimes, you know, school can be hard, life can be hard. I'm a single working mom that works full-time and goes to school full-time. I'm not always happy, it's not always good, but like these little things is what brings me joy. And that's why I'm doing these videos, because I want to share this journey. If there's any mistakes that I make, if there's any failures that I have, I want you to see them. And if there is great success, I also want you to see that, because I want you to know that you can do this. I am not the brightest student. I am not, you know, just set it and forget it. Just read it once and you memorize it. No, it takes great effort on my part to do this. So I know that I know that I know that I know that with God's help, I do it. But if I can do it, surely you can do it too. So now, I've rambled long enough. Stay tuned for the rest of the video. I love you guys. Hey fam, do I look tired? I am exhausted. I've had 2 days in a row of staying up late and waking up early, and I'm feeling it. I am really feeling it. So we have sweet tea here. Today I tried McDonald's caramel hot chocolate. So good. And now I have sweet tea. So I'm gonna be awake. I'm gonna try and be awake for y'all. Anyways, this video is all about my first semester of nursing school, month number 3. How exciting is that? I remember when I did my first semester recap and how green I was, and wow. I feel like 10 million times smarter being 3 months into this. And why I feel smarter, I don't know, because it's not like I've had so much experience in nursing school, but the amount of knowledge that has been crammed into my cranium, I feel like a genius. Anyways, by the way, new her, who this? Okay, so I have notes, so we're gonna be on track today. Got my Facebook up, got my grades up, so let's talk, y'all. We're gonna start with fundamentals lecture. Since the last time I spoke with you, I have taken a 3rd exam, and I've taken the ATI practice test A. I was like super hyped for this. It was only 3 chapters. I really thought I was gonna get like a 95 or higher. I ended up getting a 90. So one realization I have come to is you got to create your own happiness when it comes to nursing school, because you'll be doing really well and they'll have you thinking that, you know, you're not as smart as you really are because you didn't make a 93 or higher. But let's be real, a 90 is an amazing grade and we need to celebrate that. So on Facebook, I wrote, nursing school really got me feeling some type of way. I got a 90 on my last fundies exam and I was disappointed when I saw the score because that's a nursing school B. A 90 is a great score and I should be celebrating, but they ruining it. Week 12 of 16. I'm almost done with semester 1. Oh my God, I am almost done with semester 1. And it is like so surreal. I cannot believe I am going to, in 4 short weeks, becoming a second semester nursing student. It is just so exciting. Oh my God. Okay, so, I've also taken the ATI practice test A and I got a 75. So this isn't on the same grading scale as like the school. They have their own, and a 75 actually puts me into level 2. So you can have level 1, 2, or 3, and level 2 isn't bad. Anyways, I have to do remediation, and then we're gonna take practice test B, and then on the very last day, the second to last day, we're going to take the proctored assessment. So I think the first time taking this test, getting a level 2, and I was actually really close to a level 3. I think a level 3 is like 77 or 78, so only a couple points off. First time taking the exam, level 2, super close to level 3. I think by the time I get to the standardized, you know, proctored assessment, I should be getting a level 3. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I wanted to give you some study tips for fundamentals, because I wish I would have done this from the very beginning of the semester, but you know, you just have to learn how to study, and I think it's taken me this long to find like my new groove. So this is what I'm doing. We have a pre-lecture quiz before every lecture. So in preparation for the pre-lecture quiz, I go to the start of the chapter, copy and paste all of the vocabulary words into my study guide document. Then I go to the review questions, copy and paste them into my study guide. Then I go to the ATI book associated with fundamentals, find the chapter and page number that chapter is covering, and I put that information into my study guide. And I do that for every chapter that's going to be on the pre-lecture quiz. Then I go back and one by one, I define all of the vocabulary words, but not just like rudimentary copying of definitions. No, I'm reading the definition, taking my time to understand it, reading probably that paragraph or a few sentences before, a few sentences after, really getting an understanding of what this word is. And I'm not like, oh, this is the first word, no, I'm going actually in the order of the text. So how it comes up in the text, that's how I am writing that's how I'm doing the vocabulary words. So I get a very good like an initial walkthrough of the text by doing all of the vocabulary words. And then I go to let me make sure I'm saying this right. So I define the vocabulary words, then I go to the ATI book and I read through, like a real read through, not like a skim like how I did in the regular book. I do a read through of the ATI book, then I do the ATI practice questions, then I go to the flashcards that our professor created, write down all the questions, and then I try and answer them to the best of my ability. And then if I can't, then I go to my textbook and I find the answers and I write them in. And then I do that for every chapter that is going to be on the pre-lecture quiz. So we're gonna find out tomorrow if this strategy works for the pre-lecture quiz. I know it's gonna work for the test, because by the time the test comes around, I will have listened to the lecture and then do my in-depth reading of the chapter. So of course I'm going to pass the test, but I'm trying to see if this new method of being able to skim and get like a general understanding, if it helps me. I feel like it should. So that's step 1 of the studying process. Step 2 is going to lecture and getting initial notes from the lecture and knowing what to focus on based on the lecture. And then step 3 is after the lecture, reading the chapter in full. Reading the chapter in full and taking my notes and combining my notes with class notes. So that's my new study method. Like, I feel like I haven't even done an in-depth read and I feel pretty knowledgeable, like enough to be able to take a pre-lecture quiz already. So I think it's gonna work, y'all. You try it out. Let me see how it works for you. Okay, so moving on to skills. I passed my medication administration exam. I'm gonna put a clip in for you because it's my reaction right after passing the exam. Oh, pure joy. Y'all, I passed my medication administration practical exam. Ooh, ooh, kill them. No, we ain't killing nobody. We keeping them alive. Ooh, ooh, keeping them alive. Keeping them alive. Y'all, I was so nervous for this exam. So nervous. Like, not shaking nervous, but like in the middle of the test, I was like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna fail this. And then in the end, pulled it through, saw that pass, signed it, professor signed it. Ooh, ooh, I am so happy. Hello, November. I'm about to be a nurse, y'all. I'm about to be a nurse. Ooh. So we're moving into wound care, and you're gonna get an in-depth of that in month 4, because technically I'm sitting in month 4 right now, talking to you about month 3. But wound care, very interesting. Very, like, the whole process makes it, just like medication administration, it makes you feel like the real deal. Throwback to pharmacology. So in my last video, I told you that I got a 92.75 and it was just shy of the A. I don't know why I thought a 94 was an A. Actually, a 93 is an A. So I was literally only 0.25 away from the A. And my teacher gave it to me. Ooh, ooh. So on my transcript, officially is posted an A for pharmacology, and that is just like such a beautiful thing to see and experience. Like, you know, it was by far the easiest class, but still, like, I'm gonna be a medication dispensing, medication calculating guru whiz. Yo girl got an A, yo girl got an A. Okay, let me stop. Moving on to adult health assessment. Finally got the grade back on the first practical exam where I got cardiovascular plus skin. I got a 97 out of 100. Literally the only thing I missed was quality. So I just feel so blessed because I did do the work to be able to get that grade, but I'm glad that the work panned out to such a good, because sometimes you can work so hard but the result is disappointing. But this time I worked hard and I saw the fruits of my labor. So really excited about that. Then I took exam number 2 and exam number 3 since speaking with you. So on exam number 2, I originally got an 82, which is a C, but after item analysis, I ended up with an 88, that's a B, so ooh. And then on test number 3, I got a 92, which is 1 point away from an A. I pray after item analysis that I'm at 93 or higher, because wow, wouldn't that be so sad? Like, Jesus, like really? But I'm so grateful because again, this is another example of studying hard and seeing the fruits of your labor, because I really did. I stayed up late studying for this exam, and I actually worked on, studying for this exam for several days before, but I also stayed up, this is my Sunday class, I stayed up pretty late on Saturday. I worked like at least 4 or 5 hours on Saturday preparing myself for this exam. So really happy to see that 92. I don't know, I'm just so contented right now with like how nursing school is going. I don't know. I know my other videos I'm probably like more hype, but I'm so tired. Like we're learning about burnout and like stress and coping right now in fundamentals, and it's like I completely understand the concept of burnout. Okay, clinical has just been super exciting lately, because I mean, I was excited when we were in the simulation lab working on the mannequins, and then last week we had off because of Veterans Day, but the week before that we actually went to the hospital and had a lot of hands-on experience. And some of my classmates actually got to be like following and observing the nurse, but me and my partner, we were following the CNA, and she really had us doing like CNA work. Like I cleaned a butt with poop, but I changed beds, I took vitals. The vitals was like awesome. I was able to connect like all of my classroom knowledge to real life, so that was like, it was amazing. And I know it shouldn't be amazing because I'm studying to be a nurse, but it was amazing taking vitals. And I got to do an acu check. Never did that before. What else did I do? Oh, we got to chart the vitals. It was just such a good experience, and I've said this like in another video before, but because of like my flashbacks to like my pregnancy time when I could like barely stand for like 5 and 10 minutes at a time, I was super worried about being able to stand up for 8 hours, but no problem. I did have inserts into my shoes, and I also wore compression socks, so I know that helped. But being like constantly like on the go moving, I felt no pain while I was there, and I felt no pain afterwards when I came home. My feet were not aching. We also had like a 15-minute break, and we also had a 45-minute lunch. So it was an hour of sitting, and I know that helped as well. Plus we sat to chart, so that was like at least like 10 minutes off of the feet, So yeah, clinical has just been amazing. I get to go back this week, so I'm looking forward. I don't care what kind of work it is. I don't care if it's CNA work. I don't care if I get to follow the nurse and witness cool procedures. Being in the hospital with that, doing what I have to do, I mean, I'm loving it, okay? And I know it's just only gonna prepare me for next semester med surg. I did get my schedule. Let's get this schedule up, because y'all, I will say it's a better schedule than I have right now, because right now I've been going to school 5 days a week in the beginning, and then when pharmacology ended it was 4 days a week, but still it was a lot. And I'm still going to be going to school 5 days a week, but at least it's not 5 days in a row. So I have clinical on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So that is 16 hours a week of clinical. Isn't that insane how much school I have right now? 16 hours a week of clinical. That's a lot. It's 4 credits. It's so much. And then I have pharmacology on Mondays for next semester, of course, second semester. Pharmacology on Mondays. I'm gonna have, what is it? What's Wednesday? Wednesday, I'm gonna have skills, a 5-hour class. Isn't that insane? And then on Thursdays, I'm gonna have med surg lecture. And it's a long class too. It's 3 hours. It's almost 4 hours. 8, 9, 10, 11. It's almost a 4-hour class. So like, I don't know what like foolishness they're doing that they're giving us these like super long classes, but I know it's gonna be a lot of work. But I feel like I actually, that same boot camp I took right before I started nursing school, at the same time I bought the boot camp for I don't know if it's a boot camp, but you know, like a boot camp for med surge. So over the winter break, the winter recess, I am definitely going to be doing that med surge preparation, because that Crucial Concepts boot camp by Straight A Nursing, that was clutch. Like they say like, if you don't like, it'll make you feel prepared. I totally felt prepared. It was not a waste of money. I'm glad I did it. I do think that it was on some sort of sale when I got it. I don't think I paid full price, but I would happily have paid full price for it. Yeah, I'm so glad I bought it, and I will definitely be doing the med surge version over winter break. I did a care plan for the work that I did at Jackson, and I got 100 on it. So I got to talk to my professor though, because I just want to make sure that like the premise that I'm taking with my care plans, like, you know, the way that I'm choosing my my nursing diagnosis, my NANDA, and that my related tos, and like my whole process, that everything that I'm doing, that it's actually, that it makes sense and that it's correct, and that I'm not just getting 100 because I did it, but I got 100 because I did it well. Because I definitely want to make sure that I have good care plans, because I found that like care plans is a good way to learn. So I'm gonna be writing a lot of them. Let's see what else I put up on here. Girl, I started watching How to Get Away with Murder. See, I started watching that like a long time ago when it first came out, but I got bored. Why I got bored, I don't know, because now I'm rewatching it and it is amazing. Like, some of it does get a little old, because like, how many times are you gonna kill somebody, like, really? But when they got Olivia Pope in there, if y'all could just hang on till you see Olivia Pope in How to Get Away with Murder, it's like, it's just gonna like liven it back up for you and make you be like, now I have to watch all of the seasons. I have to finish. It's so good. Oh my God. I was actually watching it last night, and that's when Olivia Pope came on, and I was like, AK and Olivia Pope, I'm here for it. It makes me like, it's making me want to like go hard these last 4 weeks, this last month. It makes me like want to level up, like apply pressure. Bet. Okay, I got you. Yeah, level up, level up. Level up, level up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm so excited. Oh. Okay, so I've babbled for quite a while, so I'm gonna end it here. I just want to say I love you guys so much. Like, if you made it to this part, if you made it to the end, you a real one. And I want to reach out to like my Miami subscribers and say, I've had a couple of people reach out to ask about like, especially people who are still doing their prerequisites, about doing like a study group, a study session. I am here for it, but y'all need to reach out to me again. Please email me, tamaraannbailey@gmail.com, TamaraAnnBailey@gmail.com. Email me and let me know that you're interested in doing it, and maybe we meet in person, maybe we do something via Zoom. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. I love you guys. God bless you. Hey fam, so you ever been watching a YouTube video and the person is like, oh, this is highly requested from my subscribers, and you said in your head, I know they lying. Well, this was not highly requested, but it was requested by someone. Apparently there's like a debate about where to get uniforms from. So I think I'm in a pretty good place to talk about uniforms, because I have bought them from all the sources that you may be questioning. So during orientation, I bought uniforms from the bookstore. This is the clinical top, straight from the bookstore. You can see that it has a color logo. It has a pocket up top. It has 2 pockets at the waist. It has a V-neck, and there is no embroidery or any detailing on the body of the shirt. Okay, so this is the official shirt from the bookstore. This is unisex, men and women. This is their shirt. Then I hated the way that this fits, so I went to Uniform Advantage and I got this shirt. So this is from the brand Cherokee Authentic Workwear. And this is an extra large. I got all my uniforms in an extra large, and they embroidered it. You can see this is a color logo. And one thing I noticed off the bat is the coloring of this portion here is off. It's not right, but I mean, it's like, who's gonna notice? And so the biggest difference between this and the school shirt is obviously you can see all of this like detailing on the body of this shirt. Also, the V-neck is different and it comes like down this way. There is no pocket below the logo, but it does have the pockets at the waist. Uniform Advantage does not do the embroidery here on the sleeve. So I was pretty upset when I found that out, because it was after I had already bought the shirt and they embroidered it. So I was like, well, you know what it is. Why wouldn't you tell me this before I bought it? I would have gone to Blue Angels if I knew that. So I went off to Blue Angels because I know that they do that embroidery, and I had them embroider the sleeves on that shirt, or to put the green on the sleeves of that shirt. And I also saw this same Cherokee uniform, but it looked more like the school uniform. So as you can see, there's no like detailing on the body. They did a very good job with the logo. It's closer here. It's closer to the coloring of the school uniform. It has 2 pockets at the base. It has a nice V-neck, even though the school V-neck, it doesn't end here. It has a real V, and it's missing the pocket. But other than that, this is pretty darn close to the school's uniform. I feel that this shirt seems a little shorter than my other one, but they're the exact same. I don't know. Cherokee Authentic Workwear extra large, but they just seem different. Moving on to our class shirt. This is what you're going to wear 3 to 4 days a week. It's what you wear on campus. So this is the hunter green uniform. This is straight from the bookstore. I got it in an extra large. As you can see, it's a white logo, so they can't get it wrong. Same V-neck that we saw in the clinical, however, there is no pocket. And there's 2 pockets on the bottom. Now the men have a different shirt. The men's shirt has a pocket up here underneath the logo and no pockets down here. So they actually have the ability to tuck theirs in. Now I've seen some of my female classmates wear this same shirt tucked in. The bookstore will not allow you to buy females, they will not allow women to buy the men's shirt with no pockets. So again, this shirt made me feel like a boiled egg. I hated it. So I went to Uniform Advantage and I bought, y'all don't hate on me, I'm taking one for the team. This closet is a mess. I bought this shirt from Uniform Advantage and it fits great. I love it. It is just like my clinical shirt, same embroidery. Again, it's a white logo, so they can't mess it up. Same pockets. I love my shirts from Uniform Advantage. Now, the biggest difference between the school uniform and the Cherokee uniform is the coloring, right? Supposedly, they're both hunter green, but the difference is subtle, but you can see it, especially in person, you can see the difference. The hunter green from the school is, to me, more like a forest green, even like a faded forest green. And the hunter green, you know, from everywhere else is what you see in the hospital. It's a legit, bright, nice hunter green. So that's the clinical tops. We're gonna move on to the pants. Okay, y'all, so these are the pants from the bookstore. I got the men's pants because I wanted a drawstring, only because I heard that the elastic waist eventually stretches out, and I felt like I definitely need something that I can, you know, pull together to make sure it never ever stretches out. So I got the men's pants, and it has one pocket on the right hand side, and it has one pocket in the back. As you can see, they're really baggy and really, like, they are not form-fitting or shape-fitting at all. I bought these drawstring locks because you can basically make your pants like a little tighter by squeezing this and pulling it up, and it keeps, like, if you just try and tie your drawstrings, eventually they're gonna come apart or your pants are gonna fall down. It's awful. So I bought the drawstring locks to keep my pants up, and they definitely work, but I do not wear these pants. I only wear the matching Cherokee pants. Reason number one is that the colors are different between the school uniform and the Cherokee uniform, but also because the pants fit better and there's more pockets. So you get pockets at both waists and pockets at both on the side, and also a pocket in the back. And as you can see, the pocket here on the right side has the sheer thing or whatever that is. And you'll see, like, let me see my drawstring. You can see how, like, my pants are being tied up and how they stay. It's because of my drawstring lock. And in addition to the drawstring, it has the elastic waistband. So I love the pants. They fit great. I do tailor the pants. You're probably not going to be able to see that very well, but I mean, I did stitch it by hand, not a machine, so you can kind of see the imperfections. But from the knee down, I tailored it so that it would be more of like a straight leg as opposed to a wide leg pant. I have seen a few classmates wear joggers, and I mean, they've been wearing it the whole semester, so that means nobody has said anything. If you want to take that chance, go ahead. I wouldn't suggest it. You know, I see plenty of my classmates wear these same pants untailored and they look good. I'm just very particular about how, like, I wanted to feel really comfortable in my uniform, and I'm very particular about my look. So that's it. And then I wanted to show you my shoes. They say you can wear colored shoes to class, but you have to wear white shoes to clinical. I don't have time for the switch up, so I wear these to every class and every clinical. They're Adidas. They're from Amazon. I know they're not the real deal. I refuse to believe they're the real deal. But yeah, they're comfy. I have an insert in here. You can see the Dr. Scholl's insert. And then I also wear compression socks. Let me put these here. Yeah, I wear compression socks, and I'll tell you, my feet do not ache at all during clinical. So I think between the inserts and the compression socks, that is what's, like, allowing me to survive. So that. Okay, last little goodie. You are going to be cold. Everywhere you go, you're going to be cold, freezing cold. So you are allowed to wear a white long sleeve under your uniform, but I need to be able to take things off if I get hot, because I don't know, something about school just makes me, like, sweat profusely, like, when I have to move too much. So I started off with this. It is like a nursing jacket that I got from Uniform Advantage. You can see the brand is Buttersoft. I got it in extra large. It is a 3/4 sleeve jacket. It has pockets, and it also has a place to, like, put your pens. It zips all the way up, and I really enjoyed this. For the first few weeks I have it, and I do still wear it. But then I found this at Blue Angels when I was getting my second clinical top. And this is the Cherokee brand, the same as my uniform. has the same like pockets. The only thing is that it doesn't have anything on the inside, so that's a little bit annoying. But it has snaps going all the way up, and it's long sleeve, and I really enjoy the fact that it's long sleeve, and this actually does keep me warm. It's not the warmest, but it's like, considering that you're going to be nursing and like walking a lot, like it doesn't overheat you, but when you're sitting in the classroom, it does keep you from like freezing to death. So these are the two jackets that I wear. And then I'm also considering getting this same long sleeve jacket in the hunter green color, because I just think that would be so dope, you know? So these are my jackets. That's that, people. I hope this video helps. I hope it wasn't too scattered. If it was, I will try and do better. Just let me know. Hey fam, so I'm super excited to talk to you guys today. I haven't dropped a video in a while, and I noticed there's like a bunch of new subscribers. So first I want to introduce myself. My name is Tamara. I'm a full-time nursing student at Miami-Dade College. I am a mom to the most beautiful 9-month-old, almost 9-month-old. I work full-time. I do YouTube sporadically. And my passion is transferring knowledge to anybody that is willing to listen, and to inspire those who have come before me, those that are in the program with me, and those coming after me, and to provide you the resources that I know you're looking for. So I'm going to ask you a favor. I'm going to ask you, if you are watching this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I need that love and that encouragement. And I also want you to share this video with someone who hasn't seen it already, because people are out here looking for this knowledge and they don't know where to find it. And they need someone like you to share this with them so that they can have the same resources to be successful. So this video, as the title says, is 9 things I love and hate about nursing school. Unfortunately, I could only come up with 9 things for love and 8 things for hate. My goal was 10, but I just couldn't find it. So this is what you're gonna get. And the good part is I love more things than I hate. So let's start with the things that I hate about nursing school. Number 1, 50 chapters on one test. Every test has like 10 million chapters on it, and it's unfair and annoying and difficult, and I think they do it on purpose to try and weed us out. My first exam in fundamentals had 12 chapters on it. Really? Multiple tests in multiple classes in the same week or day. So every week you have 10 million things to study for or prepare for or to do. You can have a test in fundamentals and in adult health assessment on back-to-back days, the same day, same week, with an assignment doing another and a care plan doing clinical. There's always so much work due all the time. You're literally at a run the whole semester. There's no breaks. The third thing I hate, being put on the spot in class. Oh my God. There's no like hiding in the corner and doing nothing. No, like they have their roster and they call you by name, and there's no escaping. And if you try and escape, it's embarrassing because you don't answer the question and your name got called. Ugh. The money. Oh my God. When do they stop asking for money? Like, you have to spend so much money becoming compliant to be able to attend nursing school and to do clinical. Then they want money for badges at Jackson, and they want money for the supplies. Y'all know about the black bag. They got money for textbooks, money for uniforms, money. Oh my God. I wish they would stop asking. Balance. It is so hard to find a school work life balance. Like, I think that I've done a good part in the sense that I've set aside time to be with my daughter, and I haven't compromised on that. Like, time for my daughter is time for my daughter. And I've chosen to sacrifice sleep. I've chosen to sacrifice going out. I've chosen to sacrifice other things so that I can have time with my daughter. But why should I have to choose? You know? So finding balance is like so difficult. Select all that apply. OMG. Select all that apply is intimidating because it's like there's no way getting around having the necessary knowledge. Like, you have to intimately know the topic in order to answer this correctly. Why? Because you have to approach each possible answer as true or false. Either this answer is correct or false. Either this one is correct or false. And there's always like, let's say like there's 6 choices. There's always like 2 that you know for sure apply. And then there's always like 1 or 2 that you're like, it could, maybe. And like those are the ones that trip you up. So select all apply, hate. Burnout. Oh my God. There's a point in the semester where you're just going to be like, is nursing school really for me? You need to like push past this point, because although the burnout is real, I felt once midterms were over with, that is when it really started to like, I really felt seriously like I was over the hump. Like, I could do this. I'm going to make it through the semester. Like, once I made it past that, I was way less burnt out. I can't say the same for my classmates, but for some reason, like, after I did so horribly on my fundamentals midterm, instead of like crawling up into like a ball and like crying and losing it, I just focused really hard on what was coming up next. And ever since then, I've just really, like, I haven't felt burnt out. So burnout is real, but you can survive it. Different standards across classes. Like, one that I'm going to mention specifically is like, what is it? Heart rate. In one class, it can be 60 to 100. In another class, it can be 50 to 95. I hate that, because I feel like that is something that should be standardized for your school. You know, like every hospital can have their own standard for ranges. I feel like every school should have their own standard, and they should apply that standard to every single class. I don't think that, you know, just because this textbook says this and that textbook says that. No, I think the school should say, this is what our reference range is for temperature. This is our reference range for heart rate. This is our reference range for this, this, and that. So yeah, I hate the different standards across the classes. Like, somebody needs to fix that. If you fix that, you're my hero. Okay, we're done with the hate, because we got the 9 things I love about nursing school. I feel so smart. I have packed so much information into my cranium and retained this information that I feel like a genius. I have literally expanded my capacity for learning. Like, I have not just expanded, I have exceeded what I thought was my capacity for learning. So nursing school makes me feel super smart. I feel like I have the ability to take care of my family better. Like, you know, I would say that most new parents probably feel like nervous and trepidation when it comes to taking care of their newborn. I don't feel that. I feel like I am well prepared to take care of my mother and my child because of like the basics that I have received in my first semester. Being in nursing school inspires me to be healthy. I started a fitness journey while in nursing school in my first semester, and I'm doing really well. I'm not just like post like, I don't know, somewhere here, a picture of like the back fat situation. Your girl killing back fat, y'all. It's boosted my confidence. Like, every time I have passed an exam or like overcome a hurdle in nursing school, I've become that much more confident. Like, I would say that midterms broke me, but after I got over that and I started doing well after that, I was like, I am like 10 times more confident than I was when I started. Critical thinking extends to all aspects of life. So they're going to push critical thinking in every single one of your classes. And one thing is that if you really embrace nursing school and the journey and the learning, all that you learn is going to apply to your real life. So for me, that means that critical thinking applies in every aspect of my life, and I use it to make all decisions in all areas. It's not just for school. The relationships I formed in school, I can't say that I've really formed really good relationships, but I've met a lot of really awesome acquaintances, and these people like give me life. Like, you know, I've had people reach out to me, and I've reached out to other people in my classes, and just being there and like to have somebody call your name when you walk onto the floor, and like that just, I mean, it's a really good feeling. And I don't know, it's just knowing that you're all in the struggle together. It's nice, you know? So relationships. The 7th thing that I love about nursing school is I get to geek out over disgusting nursing stuff. So nursing school is full of like disgusting stuff, but if you're like a true nurse geek like I am, then that stuff is super cool. Like I got to do wound care in one, I got to observe wound care in one of my clinicals, and I was geeking out the whole time. Like I loved it. Or like when we got to practice wound care and skills, total geek out. So yeah, awesome. The 8th thing I love about nursing school is experimenting on my family. Like I haven't been able to experiment like with cool stuff, but like as soon as I learned how to take vitals, my daughter was my guinea pig. I was listening to her heart, her lungs. I was taking her temperature. I didn't get to take her blood pressure because I don't have one for like a little kid. But you know, like I finally got to, the first time I used my stethoscope was on my kid. Like that's pretty cool. And the 9th and last thing that I love about nursing school is I am now trilingual. So obviously fully fluent in English, duh. I live in Miami, so I, you know, speak conversational. I speak conversational Spanish. Hola, mi nombre es Tamara. ¿Cómo estás? You know, see, all that. Yo soy jamaquina americana. Yeah, see? And now I speak registered nurse. Isn't that pretty cool? Because let me tell you something, nursing is a language all its own. You are gonna learn so much. In the beginning of the semester, you are gonna Google so many things, and you're gonna get access to U Central, and you're gonna learn so much lingo, so many words. I promise you, a whole new language. So you're hopefully living in Miami, you are going to be trilingual. How amazing is that? 9 things I love, 8 things I hate. I love being a nursing student, guys. It's awesome. Embrace the journey. You're going to do well. I am rooting for all of you coming in to spring semester 2022 at Miami-Dade. I hope I get to meet a whole bunch of you, and for those of you who are going to apply for fall 2022, get those applications in. You're gonna kill it. And I did do a meet and greet. Let's like insert some footage. I did do a meet and greet with some people that are coming into spring 2022, and let me say, the future of nursing is bright, y'all. I love these people, and if there's anything I can do to help you, people have reached out via email. I am here for it. Please email me, tamaraandbailey@gmail.com. The information to reach me is also going to be down there in the description box, along with my website with all my study guides and syllabi and all that good stuff. You all need to check out these resources. Get a jump on your first semester. I'm here for you guys. I love you. God bless you. Bye-bye. Hey y'all, my name is Tamara, and I just want to say hi to all the new subscribers, all the people who've been rocking with me since prereqs, the ones who just started, who were accepted into the spring 2022. I'm so grateful that you're a part of this family, and I'm excited to bring you this video because I wish I would have had somebody to help ease my expectations and some of my anxiety when it came to clinical. A little about me before I start for those who haven't heard. Again, you heard my name is Tamara. I am a single mom to the most beautiful, almost 9-month-old. I work full-time, and I'm a full-time student at Miami-Dade College in the nursing program, and I am 2 finals away from finishing the first semester. Let's get on with it. Before I get on with it though, I just wanted to like pop in this picture of me and my clinical crew. We had an awesome time. The people you see in the all green scrubs, they went to surgery that day. That's why they look different from us. But last day of clinical, such a good experience. Oh. What are clinicals like? Well, prepping for clinicals starts the night before. You're gonna want to have a bag with just the essentials. Technically, you don't even need a bag. The 4 weeks that I went to the hospital, I only carried a bag the last day because I had like thank you cards that I wanted to bring with me to the nurses, and I didn't want to carry it in my hands, and some other things that I just didn't want to carry in my hands. But my pockets were full of all of my clinical essentials. You're going to need your white scrub top with your green pants, white shoes. Make sure you have your badge, the one for the school, and if the hospital requires that one too. They make you buy like the name tag. I don't know why, because I was never required to wear it. Then you're going to, I recommend that you have compression socks and inserts for your shoes. It's gonna make the process of standing for so long tolerable. And then you're gonna wanna know the best route to get to the hospital and what the traffic is around that time. So I live way down south and my clinical was way north. So I knew that I wanted to plan a half-hour commute, and I had to be there at 6:45. I planned a half-hour commute, so that means I was planning to leave at 6:15. 6:15. And I always give myself, I don't need an hour to get ready, but I always give myself an hour to get ready. That means waking up at 5:15. I'm gonna be honest, most of the times I was waking up between 4 and 4:30 and leaving the house around 6 a.m. Know what the parking situation is like at the hospital. If it's free, do you have to pay for it? Is it the garage? Is it an open parking lot? You're gonna wanna know so that you don't waste time looking for parking. So definitely the first day of clinicals that you actually go to the hospital, arrive 15 to 20 to 30 minutes earlier than what your professor tells you to, so you can figure out what is the best parking situation. Okay, now, the morning of, you want to plan to arrive 30 minutes earlier than what your professor said. Why? Because, hello, Miami traffic is ridiculous. And it doesn't matter how early it is, somebody figures out a way to ruin it. I wake up at 4:30 a.m. for a 7 a.m. clinical that is 30 minutes away from my home without traffic. So 4:30 a.m. is really drastic for a 7 a.m. clinical, but again, I don't trust Miami traffic. I don't trust Miami parking. And I don't intend to be late for clinical. It's too important. Try to eat a balanced breakfast. I always try to include protein, healthy fat, carb, and veggie and fruit on my plate for breakfast. And when I did that, I was satiated all the way to lunch. And the 2 days that I didn't do it, I was starving, and it kind of made clinical like kind of miserable up until lunchtime. So get breakfast and like do whatever it takes. Pack a lunch and bring a money or a credit card for the vending machines. For 2 out of the 4 times I went to clinical, I brought lunch, and I was so grateful because lunch at the hospital is like a little expensive. It's like the same price as getting fast food. And sometimes if the hospital is smaller, there's not a great selection. And then all the machines at the hospital I went to accepted Apple Pay, so I just used my phone to buy from the vending machines. I would buy snacks and water. Okay, during clinical, so important, pay attention. You want to get the most out of your clinical. Volunteer for everything. Volunteer for the making the beds. Volunteer for emptying the collection of the pee. Volunteer for wiping the poopy butt. Volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. It makes you look good in the eyes of the nurses and the nurse leaders. It makes you look good in the eyes of your professor, and you learn so much from doing that work. Don't complain about it. Your feet are gonna hurt, your back might hurt, it might stink in the room. It could be work that you feel is not your job. Do it and don't complain, because even though most of the time you may be delegating this work to a PCT or a CNA, it is in your job description, and ultimately you are responsible for that care. So just learn it and get it over with, because when you move on to second semester, if you haven't mastered that, you're gonna struggle. And if a nurse asks you to do it and you catch an attitude, you're not gonna have a good time in clinical. So just do the CNA work and don't complain. Ask for help if you need it. Sometimes the CNAs and PCTs expect you to already know it because the skills are so simple, but that might not be the case. Just because you did it in skills doesn't mean you actually know the skill. So ask for help, and don't be messing up on patients because you're attempting to do something that you know you can't do. And get your professor involved if they're telling you to do something that you know you're not supposed to do. Load your pockets with what you need. This goes back to what I was saying the night before, how I typically don't carry a bag. I would load my pockets. I had my mints, my phone, my stethoscope, my pen light. Did I say mints? I had mints in my pocket too. Just load your pockets with everything that you need so you never have to go off the floor to get it. Be down to earth, real, and ready to learn. The truth is, nobody wants a stuck-up nurse. Nobody wants to work with a stuck-up nursing student. Just be cool, be the innocent, willing to learn nursing student, okay? You are not better than the CNAs. You are not better than the PCTs. At this point, they are your teachers and they know way more than you do. So be humble, down to earth, and be willing to learn anything. Jot down all the information you need throughout the day for your care plan. So you're gonna see so many patients and you're gonna be bombarded with so much information. So my recommendation is, when you're outside of the patient's room, as soon as you exit, if you're using your phone to take notes, make sure you're not doing that in the patient's room. You do it outside and make sure that people know that you're writing your care plan on your phone. And even better, instead of using your phone at all, have a mini notebook or your foldable paper clip and be writing down all the vitals that you get, everything that you observe, any information from your assessment. Do it as you go. Don't wait till the end of the day to jot it down, because I promise you won't remember. Try and do your care plan either while you're still there on your break, or as soon as you get home, or like after you take your nap from after clinical. But try and do it that same day. If not, try and do it the next day, because that's when all the information is fresh. And if you're gonna recall something, it's gonna be then. If you wait till many days later, or even like the next week when it's due, you're gonna forget some details and your care plan might not be as good. After lunch, start thinking about what you're going to say in post-conference, because your professors are going to ask you, what did you learn, or what did you get out of the day? And you don't want to be stuck trying to think about it right then and there, because you're going to be on the spot and you're going to go blank. Even if you had good experiences, you might go blank. So just as soon as you finish lunch, just in your head to yourself, just start thinking about, what was the most interesting thing that happened? Is there something you learned? Is there something you saw that was inappropriate? Something you saw that was appropriate? Just start thinking of it at lunchtime. Shower off the hospital, LOL. Yes, don't be nasty. When you get home, shower off the hospital, because you're gonna touch and see and do things, and you don't really need to be bringing that into your home. So shower off the hospital, please. Decompress after clinical. Don't force yourself to study immediately after clinical or to do projects after clinical. You need to decompress from your day. My clinical was 7A to 3P. That's an 8-hour day. That's a job. That's work. So after your day, decompress, relax, do something relaxing. And if you absolutely have to do some type of work or studying, just at least give yourself shower time and like an hour or two to relax and do nothing, so that you can like recover from your day. And then, oh, I already said it. That was the last thing I was going to say, is finish your care plan ASAP. You really need to do it as soon as possible, because the details slip you just like that. You know, you see like probably like 8 patients in one day. or that's a lot. Usually it's like 5. You see like 5 patients in one day, depending on who you're following. If you're following the nurse, you're gonna see about 5. And if you're following the PCT, you can see like 8, 10, 12 patients. So it's impossible to remember everything. So make sure when you're doing the first round of assessments with the PCT or the nurse, that at the end of it, you choose which one you want to do the assessment on, and you make sure every time you go to that room, you collect information, right? And then just do everything you can to focus your energy and time on that patient, even when you're with somebody else. Like, just focus and remember the details so that your care plan can be really thorough, and so that you can learn from it. Okay, that's all I have for you. This is what clinical is like. I literally yesterday just had my last clinical. I got to follow the nurse. It was amazing. I learned so much about medication administration. I learned about how to like plan your day. There is like so much charting involved in nursing, and it is a good chunk of your day. Like, and the time passes by so quickly. Like, I see why nurses have to understand time management, because the time goes just like that. Like, you arrive at 7 and it's already like 11 o'clock. Like, it's crazy how the time goes, like how much time it takes to assess each patient, deliver the medication, like pull the medications, deliver the medications, and all the checks you have to do. And oh my God, it's so time consuming, but it is so exciting. I'm so glad that this clinical rotation that I got to see and do so much, because it renews my hope and my faith in nursing. And I know that I was called and meant to do this. So this is your call to action at the end of the video. There's like a good portion of you that are like lurking, but you're not subscribing. So I need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I need you to like thumbs up this video, and I need you to share it with somebody who don't know about this. I'm dropping gems for you all out here, and I want for everybody to experience this and have this knowledge and information, because it's crucial, y'all. It's crucial. All right, I love you guys. God bless you. Bye-bye. Congratulations to the class of 2021. I am so super proud of you. Jealous, but oh, so proud of you. You survived nursing school. What a magnificent feat. You know what? I'm gonna have to put up some prayers for you. So today, I pray that you would pass your NCLEX the very first time, that you will get your dream job, the one that you have been hoping and asking and praying for. And I pray that today begins the first day of the rest of your life. Nothing but bigger and better and higher and growing, baby, grow. I am so proud of you. Congratulations. Bask in the glory. I love it, and I love you guys. Hey fam, it is a beautiful Saturday. Is it morning or afternoon? I think it's afternoon. And I'm just so grateful because I just finished my first semester, sitting on cloud 9, waiting for official grades to roll in. And I had a request from one of my lovely subscribers to do like an in-depth study video. And I don't know if I'm the best person for that, because there's not too much to my study routine, but I was able to screen record my study guide, and I think it's gonna help a lot of you. And I also show you some YouTube stuff and some ATI stuff that I think will be helpful. So if you are looking for study tips, especially for fundamentals, which is like key to your first semester, I want you to stay tuned. I love you guys. So today we're doing the final exam study guide. This was requested by one of my beautiful subscribers to describe how I study for my exams. So I'm going to use Fundamentals of Nursing, because that is like the core class, the one that which every class bounces off of. So let's put a disclaimer in here. Everybody has their own learning style. This may work for you, it may not work for you. I never thought that I would be one of those people who needed to define vocabulary words, but I found that in creating this study guide and defining those terms that I learned so much information. So I'm going to use chapter 37 as an example, but this study guide is 42 pages. I didn't sit down one day right before finals and create a 42-page study guide. No sir, no ma'am, you will fail if you do that. So as each chapter was introduced, that's when it was added to the study guide. So what I do is I take time to set up the study guide. So the first thing I do is I go to the book, and this is where it's really helpful if you have an ebook, because then you can copy paste instead of having to write out every single one of these. But I would literally just copy and then paste all of this into the document, right? And then I would go to the end where the review questions are, and I would copy paste that into the study guide. So you see all that, including the answers, because the point of having the study guide is that you never have to go back to the book. So once I would do that, I would then go to the ATI book and I would look up what page was the information, as you can see here, what chapter it was in the ATI book and what page it was on. And so when I was done with all of this stuff from the fundamentals book, I would then write my notes. If I needed to write any notes, I would write them here under the ATI heading. Then when I was done with that, I would go to the flashcards created by our professor, and I would write down this you couldn't copy paste. So I would just watch the video and type the questions as they were given to us, and it always comes with a page number. So I would put that there as well, and I would finish writing all the questions, and I would go back and try to answer all of them. And I knew that I was able to retain good information through my initial studying if I'm able to answer all these questions. And if I wasn't able to answer them, I would actually go and look them up and answer them. So what I would do is I would always, once I finished setting up my study guide, I would then go to the vocabulary portion that's here, and I wouldn't go and look for the first one, adventitious crisis, and then go to alarm stage and allostasis. No, I would go back to the book, and as it comes up in the book, that is how I'm adding it to my vocabulary words. The good thing about the vocabulary words is that they are already bolded in the text. So you see stress here, stress is here. So when I would see, for instance, stress, trouble, I never saw that in my life. When I would see stress, then I'd say stress is described as an actual or alleged hazard to the balance of homeostasis. And sometimes I could memorize that off the bat until you would see it verbatim, but for the most part, I would try and put it into my own words. So stress, an actual or alleged hazard to the balance of homeostasis. So you can see that I put it verbatim. And then one thing you'll see is that in some areas I put more than just the definition. I put other items that would help me to remember. So I might put extra information that wasn't, just verbatim the definition. You'll see here, look. These are extra informations. And the reason I do that is because when I'm going through these vocabulary words, I don't just want to copy paste. I really want to internalize the information. And the only way to internalize the information is to not just read the definition, but understand it. So when I see stressors are any physical, psychological, or social stimuli that are capable of producing stress and endangering homeostasis, right? I remember from chemistry, homeostasis was all about the body trying to keep balance. When something is off balance, the body is doing everything possible to put the systems of the body back into balance. So when I read this and I see stressors are throwing off the balance of physical and psychological, no, they're not. They're coming. Stressors are what creates stress, and they can possibly throw the body off of balance. So I'm going through all of this. You see how I just worked that out for myself? That is what I'm doing as I am going through the vocabulary words and writing them in and getting them into my study guide. It's not just about copying verbatim. If you copy verbatim, you're not gonna get anything out of creating this study guide. So after I've done the vocabulary words, I move on to the review questions. And what I do first is I answer all of the questions to the best of my knowledge. Then I go back and I check them against the answers. The ones that I get right, I celebrate, and the ones that I get wrong, I go into the text and I find the right answers and make sure that my reasonings for choosing the wrong answers, that those reasonings are dispelled and replaced with the correct reasoning. Then I would go into the ATI book, read the chapter, and write my notes. And 9.5 out of 10 times, ATI is reflecting the same information in your book. After I do that, I go and I answer the flashcards to the best of my ability, and the ones I can't answer, I'm going back into the book to study. Okay, this is step number 1 to the studying process. Step number 2 is now going back through the book and reading everything. You really need to read the whole book. Once you've done, and this will make more sense once you get into the book, but after, this is what I call skimming. When you're creating this study guide, you're just skimming the book. And this actually should allow you to pass your pre-lecture quiz just by skimming. But in order to pass the exam, now you need to read. But this time when you're reading, everything's gonna seem more familiar. So it's going to take you less time to read it because you don't have to read it so thoroughly and stop to understand every concept because you already have a basic understanding. Now you're just reading to catch all the little points you didn't catch before. After you've done that, you should be able to go back to the review questions and now get 100% on your review questions and also be able to answer the flashcards completely. I hope that this made complete sense to you and that it helps you to study in fundamentals specifically, because there's a lot of other things you can do as well besides this study guide. If you're not like this type of learner, if you're a visual learner, I'm going to recommend that you go to YouTube, and I promise you for every single exam, there is something that I always went to YouTube for. Oh, here my girl Nursing Nexus. I love Miss Nexus Nursing. Look at that. She is awesome. Review questions are key to passing your exams. If you're not doing review questions, you're not going to pass. But to get the initial knowledge, I would typically go to registered nurse RN. And let's say, okay, so fluid and electrolytes is the first thing that came up. And obviously it's like looking at my search history, and that's why it's doing that. So I would say go to her first, and then you can also go to other channels. But look how amazing she is. She comes up for like almost everything because she's that good. And then after you do her, do the Nexus Nursing. Do the practice questions with her, because that's going to help you so much. And then you all know I love my Saunders NCLEX review. So once I've done all this, if I still have time, I'm gonna go to my Saunders NCLEX review and take the practice questions in there and read the information in there. The other thing you can do is you can do practice questions on ATI. Nursing student. Okay, why aren't you signing me in? That's annoying. Uh-oh. ATI. Testing. Log in. Okay, there we go. You can create your own exams. I go to my ATI and then test, learning system, dynamic quizzes. No, I don't think this is it. Quizzes and assignments. Yeah, this is it. You do a new custom quiz. Then I like to do study mode because it gives you the rationales as you go. And then you gotta unclick. Well, no, you want all that. You want to unclick the all subjects. You want to clear it. And since we're doing fundamentals, you want to choose fundamentals. And then these questions are really tedious, especially when you're reading the rationale. So I only do 10 at a time. I do it untimed. And then you start the quiz and it gives you, look, there's 402 questions. I think there might be more than 402. Well, there's 402 fundamentals questions. So if you do them 10 at a time, you're gonna do this 40 times. So once you get through all those questions, you're gonna kind of be like a fundamentals guru. So this is I think the most in-depth I can give you guys because there isn't much more. I literally didn't do anything else except create my study guides, go on YouTube, and take quizzes on ATI. If there's any questions you have, please leave them down below and it would be my pleasure to assist you. I love you guys. Good luck studying. Good luck on your first semester. Bye, bye, bye.